Chapter 287. In the battle just now, the fox demon had already witnessed Lu Chen's close combat abilities. Once he got close to her, she would be stunned, silenced, and poisoned. Fortunately, she had a passive skill that helped her escape from Lu Chen's attacks. Otherwise, she would have died even if she had 10 times more HP, let alone 1,200,000 HP. Against such an opponent, the fox demon understood that she could no longer hold back. Phantom Shift. The fox demon added a buff to herself. Phantom Shift, interfere with the enemy's brain during close combat, making it difficult for the enemy to hit. Increases movement speed. Enemy's hit rate is reduced by 40% and movement speed is increased by 200%. Lu Chen frowned. If there was a skill that could counter the high chance of stun and critical hit, it would be evasion. Zhou default hit rate was 100%. Now that it was reduced by 40%, Lu Chen's hit rate was reduced to 60%. For Lu Chen, who relied on frequent normal attacks to create various special effects, this was definitely a difficult opponent. Lu Chen was very clear about the fox demon's strength. This guy could be said to be the most difficult opponent he had encountered so far. Coincidentally, he had less than 10 minutes to increase his attributes. Lu Chen also knew that he had to explode with all his strength. From this moment on, the real battle between the two powerful demons began. Sword Control Technique Level 2, Phantom. The 4 flying swords each divided into 9. A total of 36 flying swords shot towards Lu Chen. This time, I won't be careless. Prepare to die. For flying swords were already difficult to deal with, let alone 36. Lu Chen was instantly besieged by flying swords. He had to maintain high speed at all times. Lu Chen snorted and quickly separated himself from the 6 clones. A total of 7 clones approached the fox demon from different directions. Lu Chen's clones were not to be trifled with. The fox demon had to be on guard. However, the fox demon's speed was too fast. With the buff from Phantom Shift, under normal circumstances, it was impossible to get close to her without using displacement skills. Several of the clones used Night Flash while the fox demon used her skills at the same time. Earth Vine Binding. Thick vines quickly grew out from beneath the clones and bound the clones. Lu Chen calculated that there were a total of 6 vines. After the Eye of the Gods of Darkness gave him the predicted location, the vines finished growing in about 0.2 seconds and bound the doppelganger. The doppelganger was entangled for about 3 seconds. During this process, the doppelganger was attacked by the flying swords and lost about 300,000 HP. This fox demoness was indeed something. She had high movement speed, teleportation skills, and control skills like binding of the earth vines. If she had deliberately defended herself to prevent Lu Chen from getting close to her, it would have been difficult. With the 200% movement speed bonus and the quick cooldown of the displacement skill, the fox demon maintained a distance of 70 to 80 meters from Lu Chen's real body. At this distance, Lu Chen would have to use Quick Shift twice to get there. During this time, the fox demoness would have enough time to react. Tricky. Not long after, the clones were unable to get close to the fox demon and were all exhausted to death. Ha ha ha, solipsistic, your doppelganger still has 2 minutes to cool down. 2 minutes is enough for me to kill you. Another characteristic of experts was that they could quickly familiarize themselves with the opponent's skills. They could even calculate the cooldown time. Earth Vine Binding. The fox demon used the flying swords to force Lu Chen to move while releasing skills where he had to pass through. The preparation time for Earth Mantle Binding was very short, only 0.2 seconds, and the range was not small. Unless it was a displacement skill, it would definitely hit. Lu Chen's lips curled up slightly. I've been waiting for you. Quick Shift. What a joke. Do you think I don't know that you have this displacement skill? I've been waiting for you too. Both of them were super experts and had guessed each other's thoughts in advance. They were evenly matched. At this time, it was a competition of who was stronger. The fox demon had already predicted Lu Chen's second earth vine binding. According to Lu Chen's observation, her earth vine binding could be used a total of 6 times. She had already used it twice and had 4 more. Quick shift. Almost immediately after the first quick shift ended, Lu Chen used his second quick shift. Now, he only had 1 more displacement skill left, Night Shadow. Earth Vine Binding. The third Earth Vine. Night Shadow. He used 3 displacement skills consecutively without any pause in between. This made it impossible for others to even catch Lu Chen's figure. It felt as if a black figure was flashing towards the fox demon at an extremely fast speed. Earth Vine Binding. You've used up all 3 displacement skills. Let's see how you're going to dodge it. The fox demon was retreating quickly while continuing to use Earth Vine. As long as she caught him, the 36 flying swords would definitely take his life. However, the interesting thing was that for Lu Chen, as long as he got close to her, he was absolutely confident that he could kill the fox demon. Although both of them had full HP, the battle would end in an instant. Lu Chen could only laugh. Sorry, you know nothing about my skills. Demon King's Will, refresh. Quick shift. Quick shift. Night Shadow. At this point, Lu Chen's 6 displacement skills had all been used up, and his 6 Earth Vine Binding had all been used up. However, just as Lu Chen got close to the fox demon smiled. Phantom Flicker. Her displacement skill's cooldown was over, and she just managed to avoid Lu Chen's last displacement skill. The two of them opened up the distance between them. Hee, looks like my skills are still better. You said that I know nothing about your skills, but aren't you the same? The fox demon finally revealed a confident smile, but immediately after, she quickly smiled and revealed a murderous look. Earth Vine Binding Second Stage, Ancient Binding. The Eye of the Dark Gods showed the opponent's casting range. With Lu Chen as the center, the area with a diameter of more than 50 meters was all covered. I've already forced you to use all your displacement skills. You definitely won't be able to escape this time. Then, it's time for me to kill. 2 seconds later, a huge plant grew wildly from the ground in the entire area. Its vines were like countless claws and teeth, grabbing towards Lu Chen. The fox demon's killer move was coming. However, at this moment, Lu Chen smiled. Although I went back on my words last time and let you escape, this time I still have to say, you're already dead. At the moment when he was caught, Lu Chen used his skill. Doppelganger. Doppelganger had 2 seconds of invincibility. As long as Lu Chen was not silenced or controlled in advance, he could definitely use Doppelganger. The moment the Doppelganger was completed, except for the wishful Doppelganger, the other 5 demon Doppelganger used Night Shadow Blink at the same time. Lu Chen had used all his displacement skills, but his Doppelganger still had one last displacement skill. What a joke, you think I don't know that your Doppelganger has displacement skills? Are you so naive to think that I only have one displacement skill? 1,000 miles teleportation. The fox demon sneered and used her next skill. Without waiting for her skill to take effect, Lu Chen also used his skill. Steal, 1,000 miles teleportation. The Eye of the Dark Gods provided the fox demon's landing point, and Lu Chen's landing point was the fox demon's landing point. The two of them appeared at the same spot almost at the same time. Monkey King's Reverse Blood. Stun for 1 second. The demon doppelganger opened his mouth, and his smile was sinister and terrifying. I said, you're already dead. Chapter 288. The demon fox looked at Lu Chen, who was supporting her, in shock. This guy's appearance was exceptionally terrifying. In the battle just now, although the two of them were not injured, the degree of shock was no less than Lu Chen killing Fu Hai Wu Wu with 2 mythical beasts. It was even more shocking. Until the last moment, it was unknown who would win. Only at the last moment did both sides use their trump cards. However, it was clear that Lu Chen was better. He had already closed the distance and stunned the fox demon. Next, it's my turn. Lu Chen smiled. Rapid attack. Fierce tiger descends the mountain. Even if the fox demon had 40% dodge, Lu Chen's attack speed had doubled. Moreover, he had an active stun skill, Earth-Splitting Chasm, in his hand. He was confident that he could hold on until his doppelganger arrived. Stun, miss, poison, Xian Yuan, miss, silence, slow. All kinds of abnormal statuses appeared above the fox demon's head. After 3 seconds, Lu Chen's doppelganger arrived. As a result, there was no suspense. Impossible, impossible, I can't lose to you. I am a four-tailed fox demon, how can I lose to a human? No matter how the fox demon shouted, it could not change the outcome. In less than a minute, the fox demon had already fallen. Killed four-tailed fox demon, level 55 ancient mutant. Recovered 2 million world spiritual energy. Obtained 1 rank 1 talent fragment. Obtained 1 rank 1 evolution point. Extracted 26 pure spiritual energy. Did I not drop anything? Don't be so stingy. Lu Chen waited for a while, but he did not hear a ding sound. Where's the demon seed? Suddenly, a spiritual body appeared on the fox demon's corpse. The spiritual body floated in front of Lu Chen, as if it was not satisfied. I actually lost to a human. I am not satisfied. No, you are no longer a human. You have demonic might, you are also a demon. Lu Chen frowned. It was as if humans were a lowly race in this guy's eyes. Speaking of which, this guy probably did not know that he had not used his full strength. He still had Feng Tian Shenwei. Hey, where's your demon seed? Lu Chen directly asked the fox demon. Magic seed? Ha ha ha, do you really think I still have a demonic seed? Why don't you think about how I managed to break free from the formation after being trapped for so long? If I still had the demonic seed, would you have defeated me so easily? Lu Chen almost collapsed. Could it be that this fellow had used up his demonic seed to forcefully break free from the restraints of the Great Formation? If that was the case, wouldn't he have suffered a huge loss? Damn it, are you planning to gain something without risking anything? Forget it, I'm unlucky. I've already killed you, so my mission should be completed. Lu Chen sighed and checked the mission. Sure enough, it showed that it had been completed. The quest rewards were very ordinary. Some experience, 2 pieces of purple equipment, and a black tier cultivation technique. Lu Chen didn't care about these rewards. Zhang Lingyan, that bitch, why don't you kill her? The fox demon seemed to be very dissatisfied with Lu Chen's choice. You are all idiots. You were deceived by that person's appearance. She sent you here with sinister intentions. Lu Chen shrugged. I can't do anything about it. Who knew that guy would be so cunning? Unless I defeat the two-tailed beast, no one would know her true face. No, you can kill her. You can kill her when you get out. Speaking of which, what's the relationship between the two of you? Now that the quest was completed, Lu Chen was curious about the past between the fox demon and Zhang Lingyan. Until now, the fox demon still wanted to kill Zhang Lingyan. How much hatred and resentment did they have? Talking about the past, the fox demon no longer seemed so agitated. Instead, it looked a little sad. She and I used to be sisters. Sisters? No way, Zhang Lingyan is also a fox demon? Yes, but her cultivation was always slower than mine. When I evolved into a 3-tailed beast, she only evolved 50 years later. The fox demon's gaze was distant, as if it was recalling something very distant. However, although my cultivation was higher than hers, I never discriminated against her. I always treated her as my sister. I loved her, protected her, and taught her, for thousands of years. I gave up everything for her. She used to be so sensible and well-behaved, until she met that scholar. That time, we encountered a four-headed snake demon. The two of us were no match for it, so we fled in panic. While we were fleeing, I lost her. Later, a human scholar saved her. He bandaged her wounds and fed her. Even when he was reading, he hugged her. Lu Chen roughly understood. The scholar probably didn't know that he was hugging a fox demon, and the fox demon slowly fell in love with the scholar. So, your sister fell in love with the scholar. Then, in your eyes, she betrayed you, so you seduced her family and punished her, not allowing her to leave. Lu Chen guessed the second half of the story. The fox demon laughed, but it was a little bleak. You've wronged me. At first, I told her that her husband wasn't dead, but so many years have passed. How can a human's lifespan be so long? Her husband and child have long turned into bones. It's not that I didn't want her to leave, it's that she didn't want to leave. She couldn't let go. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Ignoring the old granny's true identity, she did say that when she saw the array's owner, she asked if she could let him go. Could it be that her mind was blurred and she thought her family was still alive? It didn't seem like it. Although she was deaf and blind, her mind was still very clear. Furthermore, she had told him that her husband, son, and grandson were all dead. After a moment of silence, Lu Chen seemed to suddenly understand. I know. What do you know? The fox demon looked at Lu Chen in astonishment. Your sister told me personally that her family died in the Forbidden Grounds. She has already accepted this fact, so she's not stupid. The reason why she has been waiting outside for so many years is not because she's waiting for her family, but because she's waiting for you. Huh? She was stunned. To be precise, she's waiting for your forgiveness. Lu Chen said with certainty. The fox demon was completely stunned. She's waiting for me to forgive her. In an instant, the woman seemed to have aged a few hundred years. All her resentment and stubbornness dissipated at that moment. Although she didn't cry, Lu Chen could clearly sense that she was crying. Sister, we've hated each other for thousands of years. I never thought that I would be wrong about you, solipsistic. I hate you because you're stronger than me, but I also want to thank you. Thank you for resolving the grudge between us sisters that has lasted for thousands of years. Take off my jade pendant and give it to Rongrong. Tell her that sister forgives her. With that, the fox demon's soul finally dissipated. Ding! Activated Love and Hate Hidden Reward. Congratulations! You've successfully resolved the grudge between the four-tailed fox demon and Zhang Lingyan. You've resolved their stubbornness. Please return to Zhang Lingyan to receive your special reward. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Hidden missions had hidden rewards. He didn't even have the strength to complain about this. However, after completing this mission, it was as if he had personally experienced the story between them. He felt a lot of emotions. Damn, does a mission have to be so complicated? I'm going back to receive my reward. Chapter 289. Lu Chen walked out of the forbidden area. By then, the bandits outside had already respawned. Lu Chen took advantage of the last 2 minutes that he still had attributes and caught 5 bandit medicine masters. It's finally done. As soon as Lu Chen's voice fell, his attributes instantly plummeted and he officially entered a weakened state. He had to return all the attributes absorbed by defying demonic might and deduct 20,000 *2 of all attributes. His attributes were not enough, so it only left him with 1 attribute point symbolically. It really only left me with 1 attribute point. Lu Chen smiled bitterly. However, he did not need to fight now, so it was fine if he had no attributes. Zhang Lingyan was still waiting for him at the door. When he gave her the jade pendant from the fox demon, Zhang Lingyan was very emotional. Sister has forgiven me, she has forgiven me. Then I have no regrets. I'm finally free. My family is gone, my sister is gone, I have no reason to live anymore. Thank you. This is the only thing I can use as a reward now, please accept it. What a joke, how could Lu Chen not accept it? This was his mission reward. Received, magic seed, *1, damn. Lu Chen was stunned. He did not expect that Zhang Lingyan would give him a magic seed instead of the fox demon. Speaking of which, Zhang Lingyan was the fox demon's sister. She was not human to begin with, so her cultivation progress was only half a beat slower than the fox demon's. Since the fox demon had a magic seed, it was normal for her to have one too. However, it seemed that she was not in the mood to cultivate anymore. After giving the magic seed to Lu Chen, Zhang Lingyan's ID became Three-Tailed Fox Demon. She could finally be herself. Hey, young man, if you have the chance to go to the second heaven in the future, you must be careful. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Be careful of what? The three-tailed fox demon smiled kindly. My family is all human, so I will not hate you like my sister did. I can only tell you that my sister's strength is actually not worth mentioning in the second heaven. This was not the first time that Lu Chen had heard someone describe the second heaven domain like this. All in all, the second heaven seemed to be ridiculously strong. Even if they knew Lu Chen's strength, no one was optimistic about him. Lu Chen smiled. Thank you for your reminder. But to be honest, the more you say this, the more I look forward to it. To be honest, this feeling of invincibility isn't very interesting. The three-tailed fox demon smiled and nodded. Perhaps I'm overthinking things. Perhaps the strong have always been like this. That's why they can constantly stand at the peak. Thank you for letting me have no more worries, and I wish you good luck. Perhaps one day, you'll be able to reach that unreachable peak. After saying that, Sanbai walked to the bamboo bench in the courtyard and sat down with difficulty. Soon, her head tilted to the side. When Lu Chen went forward to check, he found that the three-tailed fox demon had already passed away. This. Lu Chen shook his head helplessly. It turned out that the most perfect ending to this mission was for the two sisters to be reunited. However, they would have to continue their relationship in another world. Wow, this person is so strong. He dealt 300 damage to me. That's unbelievable. A max-level player looked at his opponent in disbelief. Master Ba, this person is not easy to deal with. He has at least 4 pieces of divine armaments. I'll fight with you. His teammate also looked at the person in front of him cautiously. Hee, I'm sorry. Just the two of you won't be able to stop me. The Yamato player smiled with the confidence of an expert. At this moment, 2 people rushed from behind. Divine Sword guides the way. 8640. The player with 4 pieces of orange equipment was instantly killed. The surrounding people looked at the 4-digit damage in disbelief. They were stunned. Oh my god, 8,000 plus damage, that's too scary. What the fuck, are these people crazy? They killed that guy instantly. Xian shook her head and said to her teammate, Leader Bamboo, why do I feel like I'm bullying a kindergarten kid? Bamboo was also helpless. It can't be helped. All of their attributes were reduced by 90%. Not only did their strength decrease, but their attack power also decreased. Under the double effect, their attack power is now only 3 digits. Under normal circumstances, any one of these players would be frighteningly strong pro players. But now, they were fighting like children, and they were being casually beaten up. You dare to kill our guild leader? Kill! A strong man rushed over. Bamboo turned around and finished him off with a slash. Sigh, let's quickly enter the city. These people are really annoying. No one would have thought that Mad Waves would be able to kill their way to Firmament City's gates so easily. After gathering, Mad Waves and the others officially entered Firmament City. There were still many teams fighting here. Leng Nua ignored them and led the team straight to Firmament Palace. As long as they could defend Firmament Palace for 3 hours, they could become the owner of Firmament City. After becoming the owner of Firmament Palace for the first time, they would have the right to allocate the guild territory in the back mountain, withdraw taxes from Firmament City's daily income, obtain resources, and so on. Of course, if anyone took over Firmament Palace, the other teams would definitely attack together. Therefore, before determining their advantage, most teams wouldn't take over Firmament Palace so quickly and become the target of public criticism. Huaxia's Mad Waves Guild has officially taken over Firmament Palace. Remaining time, 2:59:59, a server-wide message spread among the players, causing the fighting guilds to go crazy. Someone has taken over Firmament Palace. Don't fight, pull them down first. There were several hundred guilds in Firmament City, and they quickly charged towards Firmament Palace. Mad Waves had already made preparations to fight. Leng Noa was on the scene commanding, Stardust and Handsome were assisting, and the others were participating in the battle. Tanks, block the 3 entrances to Firmament Palace. Medicine Masters, heal. Ranged players, go to the 2nd floor and give them a good beating. This time, we have to defend Firmament Palace. Lu Chen had already returned to Benevolence Peak. When he was preparing to use the 2nd Demon Seed, the system notified him that his Heaven Domain level wasn't enough. The so-called Heaven Domain level meant that within a single layer of heaven, he could use God's Blood and Demon Seed once at most. Of course, Lu Chen could use both God's Blood and Demon Seed at the same time, but there was no such rule. Since he couldn't use it, Lu Chen put away the Demon Seed first. Right at this time, he received a server-wide message. Fuck, those guys went to fight for the City Lord position. Lu Chen thought about it and called his sister. Hey fatty, what are you guys doing in Firmament City? That's not easy to fight for. Brother, let me tell you, the situation is different now. The strong guilds have all been hit with a debuff that reduces all their stats by 90%. We're doing a dungeon today, so we're not in Firmament City, so we don't have this debuff. When Lu Chen heard this, he was dumbfounded. Fuck. He almost forgot, these people's debuff seemed to be his doing. Reducing stats by 90%, that was simply useless. This way, Mad Waves, who didn't have any intention of fighting, had the absolute advantage. Brother, do you want to come over? Let me tell you, I'm dying of laughter. These little friends are super funny, they can't even break our defense. Right now, they're crying on the official website. Lu Chen shrunk his neck. If they were talking about little friends, there was probably no one weaker than him right now. He was a trash with a battle strength of 1. Chapter 290. At this moment, the official forum was in an uproar. People from Tianqing, come out. Explain, why do we have this evil repellent state? If we have it, then so be it. Why don't others have it? 7 days of weakness. Why are you guys so good at playing? A post by the Korean Server Alliance Guild chairman became the base for players to vent their frustrations. I'm the person in charge of the Korean Guild Alliance. Let me talk about Tianqing's evil actions. Due to the mad demons massacring the city, the Asia server has not elected a city lord of Firmament City. In today's online meeting, Tianqing's official staff personally hosted the meeting. They asked us to fight for Firmament City again today. Then, just when almost all the professional guilds were fighting, that demonic might appeared and directly reduced our attributes by 90%. This is a reduction of all attributes. In other words, not only did our strength decrease by 90%, our attack power and defense power decreased by 90%. Now you know why our attack power is so low. No one in the entire Firmament City map was spared. At this moment, Mad Waves and the others appeared. I'll be frank. Normally, it would be difficult for Mad Waves to defeat one of our professional guilds. But this time, because they didn't have the evil repellent state, they killed us instantly. We had so many people, but we couldn't even break through their defense. The replies below were very enthusiastic. That's right. This was definitely planned by Tianqing. I suspect that they colluded with Mad Waves. It's hard to say whether they colluded or not. Now, there are many non-professional guilds in the field. Professional players like us are being killed like children. Do we not care about our reputation? How are we going to survive if you guys do this? Tianqing official customer service, come out and talk. The professional players were all agitated. Lu Chen saw these posts and could only helplessly shake his head. I was also forced. Now, Lu Chen was also in a weakened state that lasted for 7 days. Thinking about how he had offended many people, Lu Chen felt guilty. His combat power was only 1 point, and now Lu Yi could take on thousands of him. It was impossible to go out now. He could only deal with the trivial matters in the territory. Although Lu Chen couldn't go out now, his army was still fine. Lu Chen had just captured a few subordinates who could heal him. After raising their stars, they were very strong. 9 wings, take them to the City of 100 Ghosts. There aren't any particularly strong bosses there, and the EXP is quite high. Dashan and Erzhan, the 2 of you are humanoid creatures, so it will be easier for you to lead the team. Since you are also healers, I appoint the 2 of you as the leaders of the 2 teams. A golden light appeared above the heads of the 2 bandit apothecaries. After being promoted to captain, their stats increased by 50%, and they seemed to have gained some intelligence. Yes. The 2 of them answered seriously. Lu Chen laughed. Then your mission is to keep farming. I can see your health from here, so there won't be any danger. By the way, there are quite a lot of purple equipment in the warehouse. You guys can use them first. Lu Chen took out some equipment from the army's warehouse. These were equipment that Lu Chen did not have the time to sell or plan to give to Wild Waves. Now, he distributed them to the army members. The attributes of the purple equipment were already very strong. In addition, these guys already had extremely high basic attributes. The overall strength of the army instantly soared. As the captain, Dashan and Erzhan could store the other army members, just like how Lu Chen could store the 8-headed 3 dumb and the others. At that time, even if other players saw them, they would only treat them as ordinary players. The 2 teams set off. They would be farming 2 dungeons at the same time. He wondered how efficient they would be. Lu Chen's requirements were not high. He needed 45 minutes to clear the City of 100 Ghosts once, so it would be fine if they could finish within 2 hours. The army members went to farm EXP while Lu Chen checked some of the equipment that he had obtained during this period. Speaking of which, when he was massacring the city, he killed 3 divine beasts and each of them dropped 3 magic treasures. They were all orange in color. Lu Chen had almost forgotten. Other than the Black Flame Dragon Emperor and the Azure Dragon, which were the 2 weakest Divine Beast remnant souls, the other 6 Divine Beasts all dropped treasures. The Aurora White Tiger's purple magic treasure was Heavenly Flame Pillar, the Sky-Devouring Demonic Tiger's purple magic treasure was Black Coffin, the Purple Flame Phoenix's purple magic treasure was Flame Rebirth, the Sea Cover Emperor's orange magic treasure was Spring Water, the Blazing Vermilion Bird's orange magic treasure was Rock Core, and the Gilded Black Tortoise's Iron Wall Fortress. Although Jyotian players did not have restrictions on carrying magic treasures, Lu Chen now realized that there was actually a restriction. Level 50 players could only carry 5 magic treasures. However, ordinary people did not have this problem. Ordinary players were already very strong if they had 1 or 2 magic treasures. How could they have more than 5? Therefore, there was no discussion about this on the internet. The magic treasures Lu Chen was currently wearing were Eye of the Dark Gods, Pseudo Mukan Pearl, Heavenly Flame Pillar, Flame Rebirth, and the Sea Cover Emperor's Spring Water. Spring Water was a health regeneration skill, but it continuously consumed pure spiritual energy. Lu Chen did not need to use it for the time being. At first, I thought that health regeneration was very useful, but it doesn't seem to be very useful. Lu Chen wondered if he should change to another magic treasure. Eye of the Dark Gods, Mucan Pearl, and Flame Rebirth are all necessary. Heavenly Flame Pillar, Black Coffin, and Rock Core are all AoE attacks. However, Heavenly Flame Pillar and Black Coffin are more useful. Heavenly Flame Pillar has 72 Heavenly Flame Pillars. Black Coffin is a black mist that continuously reduces health. Rock Core has high damage and continuous damage, but I need to take the initiative to release it. It feels the same. Spring Water is a health regeneration skill, but I don't think I need it for the time being. Iron Wall Fortress increases defense and reflects damage. Forget it, I'll change Spring Water to Iron Wall. The increase in defense is real. Lu Chen shook his head. The special effects are quite good. It would be great if I could bring all of them. As the saying goes, the speaker has no intention, but the listener has a heart. Lu Chen muttered to himself and suddenly froze. Bring all of these special effects. Wait. There seems to be a possibility. Lu Chen hurriedly opened the equipment synthesis page and put all 6 mythical beast magic treasures on it. It should be possible to synthesize them. They are all magic treasures dropped by mythical beasts. In any case, you guys are of the same origin. There was a special feature about the equipment synthesis in Jiutian. It was that there was no prompt. One had to put it on the synthesis page to be able to get a prompt. When Lu Chen put the 6 magic treasures from the 8 ultimate mythical beasts on it, a prompt appeared from the system. You are attempting to synthesize an item, Heaven and Earth 8 Wastelands, Dark Gold Magic Treasure. The prerequisite, Twin Dragons Playing with Pearls, is missing. What the hell is Twin Dragons Playing with Pearls? Twin Dragons Playing with Pearls, the Black Rock Dragon Emperor and the Azure Dragon consume pure spiritual energy to refine 6 mythical beast magic treasures. It is called Twin Dragons Playing with Pearls. Lu Chen let out a long sigh of relief. At least he didn't lack materials. He just lacked child labor. Little Black, Little Green, stop fighting. Come and work. Lu Chen hurriedly got up and ran to the group of little guys. He picked up the 2 little snakes. Fight, fight, fight. You only know how to fight all day. You're so fierce even though you're so small. Lu Chen angrily scolded the 2 little guys. At the same time, he pulled the synthesis page into the air. Do you know how to do it? Little Black and Little Green nodded, feeling wronged. Not bad. Then let's start. When you're done, I'll give you 2 the soul essences next time. Lu Chen nodded with satisfaction and smirked like a supervisor. Chapter 291. The dignified Black Rock Dragon Emperor, the Azure Dragon, was brought over by Lu Chen to refine the treasures. 2 small snakes floated in the air, surrounding the 6 treasures to form a Tai Chi diagram. They constantly swam, providing pure spiritual energy for the fusion array. Gradually, the 6 treasures moved closer to the center and were wrapped in a ball of golden light. At first glance, it really did look like 2 dragons playing with a pearl. Remaining time for fusion, 59, no way, it actually takes an hour. Lu Chen shook his head. It was such a long time, let the 2 little guys continue to fuse. At the same time, Lu Chen found that his experience bar had started to move. Those guys are starting to fight. Of course, Lu Chen now needed a huge amount of experience to level up, so he couldn't feel it clearly even if it moved a little. When the time comes, he just needed to see how long it took for them to finish. Lu Chen was a bit bored. He couldn't do anything now, so he could only go around and pick up some stones and wood. He would use them to level up his army in the future. Damn, my movement speed. I'm about to collapse. Lu Chen now realized that his movement speed was already very fast. Forget it, the efficiency is too low. Let's just hang up. This fucking week is too deceptive. I definitely can't use Heaven's Might casually in the future. Lu Chen directly hung up and went to watch a TV show. Currently, the Jotian official website had also launched its own video website. The movies that were shown here were all movies that were shot using the Jotian world structure. Lu Chen opened the website with interest. The website was currently promoting a movie called Ask the Heavens. This was a Xianxia-themed TV series. Currently, only 4 episodes had been filmed and it had already taken the #1 spot on the website. However, Lu Chen was stunned when he saw this TV series. Why did the beauty on the cover look so familiar? The female lead is Leng Nuo. Xian. Lu Chen was a bit confused. I forgot, they are celebrities. However, when Lu Chen opened the details page of Ask the Heavens, he was even more surprised. In the list of actors, the #1 was not the male lead, Feng, but War God Nameless. Looking at the comments below, 7 or 8 out of 10 comments were nameless. Damn, Nameless Bro is involved in the film industry? I'm really looking forward to it. The producer is a liar. It's already been 4 episodes. Nameless? That female lead seems to be the vice president of Violent Waves. Wow, she's so beautiful after dressing up. She doesn't want to be coupled with Little Fresh Meat anymore. We want to see her coupled with Nameless Bro. Don't talk nonsense upstairs. My husband doesn't CP with any other woman except me. Give Leng Nuo to Yi Feng. Don't touch Nameless. By the way, who is Nameless going to play? The director said that there will be Nameless in the 5th episode. He should be the mysterious man. Lu Chen was dumbfounded. Speaking of which, when they were fighting in the forbidden area of Lingxiao City, Lu Yi did mention to him that Leng Nuo wanted him to act. When he opened the TV series, the plot was a bit boring. It was nothing more than talking about love in the name of Xianxia. However, it was worth noting that after using the Jotian background and skills, the visual effects were much better than before. It didn't look out of place at all. No wonder so many companies want to film in Jotian. Not only does it save a lot of money, the effects are really good. In 2 hours, Lu Chen finished 4 episodes. The general plot was about the female lead, played by Leng Nuo, entering a cultivation sect. Various senior and junior brothers, even princes and demon princes, chased after her crazily by her master. It was a typical scene for the female audience. In the earlier episodes, there was a hidden mission. He helped the female lead escape several times, so the female lead had some feelings for him. However, judging from the development of the plot, her senior brother should win the beauty's heart in the end. I should be the mysterious man. Lu Chen shook his head. It doesn't matter. It's just a cameo anyway. I'll probably get a boxed lunch after showing my face. In fact, Lu Chen was looking forward to it. He had only watched TV shows in his life, but he had never acted in one. Although he knew that he couldn't make a living in this field, he could satisfy his curiosity by playing. I don't know if the siege is over. I'll talk to her and get this over with. Unknowingly, more than 2 hours had passed. Lu Chen returned to the game. The 2 little snakes had completed their mission and were fighting on the side. When they saw Lu Chen return, they quickly swam to the side, probably afraid that Lu Chen would scold them again. Look at the 2 of you. That's all you've got. Lu Chen was speechless. He looked at the fusion page. There was an item wrapped in the ball of light from before. Lu Chen was so nervous that his heart was pounding. It's a success. TSK, I didn't ask for much. Just don't wash it off when I revive. Look at the fusion item. Heaven and Earth 8 Wastelands, Dark Gold Magic Treasure, Strength 2000, Agility 2000, Physique 2000, Spiritual Power 300, it was a standard 4-dimensional enhancement. Unfortunately, these attributes were still unable to save Lu Chen from his awkward situation of 1 combat power. Special Effect 1, Lightless Heavenly Flame Pillar. Within a radius of 72 meters, a maximum of 144 lightless heavenly flame pillars will appear in 3 seconds. The heavenly flame pillar will take 0.2 seconds to prepare and last for 3 seconds. Lightless heavenly flame pillar. Does this mean that I can't see the heavenly flame pillar? Lu Chen guessed. Special Effect 2, Black Coffin Death Zone. Within a radius of 72 meters, a colorless and odorless aura of death will appear. Enemy units within the aura of death will be continuously corroded by the aura of death. They can choose to continuously lose HP or use the skill if there are no abnormalities in the early stages to deal all the accumulated damage in one go. Special Effect 3, Nirvana Rebirth. After death, the user can revive once. After revival, all the previous negative effects will be removed and all skill cooldowns will be refreshed. Cooldown time is 24 hours. Damn, this is strong. Lu Chen's eyes widened. Nirvana Rebirth was so much stronger than rising from the ashes. Special Effect 4, Tranquil Spring. The user will always be bathed in the tranquil spring state. Increase HP recovery rate by 0.5% per second. Active healing will heal 30% of the maximum HP of a target. Maximum of 8 targets can be healed. Cooldown time is 590 seconds, 600 to 10. TSK, Group Healing. There's also a permanent buff. This is much stronger than spring water. Special Effect 5, Underground Magma. After choosing the release location, when the magma is actively sprayed, the ground at the target location will shake and magma will erupt. Enemy units within the shaking range will be stunned for 2 seconds. Special Effect 6, Black Armor. Permanently reflects 30% of damage. After being attacked, there is a 15% chance of taunting the enemy for 5 seconds. During taunting, the user's physical defense, spiritual defense, HP recovery rate will be increased by 100%. Lu Chen almost vomited blood. Underground magma had now become 2 types of attacks that could be used at the same time. Moreover, there was an additional stun effect. The black armor was even more powerful. It did not increase physical and spiritual defense, but there was an additional taunting passive. Once the passive taunting was activated, all defense would increase by 100%. Most importantly, there was an additional 100% damage reflection. In addition to the 30% damage reflection from before, that was 130%. If others attacked him, they would lose more HP than him. The Heavenly 8 Desolation retained all the special effects of the 6 treasures, and all of them had been greatly enhanced. However, this was not the end. Special Effect 7, Heavenly 8 Desolation. When rage reaches 100%, it will unleash a devastating blow, dealing 10 times the total damage of all attack types. Lu Chen was shocked. Chapter 292. What the fuck, 10 times the damage of all types? Lu Chen was stunned. It wasn't over yet. There was another explanation at the end. This attack is regarded as a heavenly might attack. It ignores physical defense, spiritual defense, and elemental resistance. Fuck. Lu Chen didn't care about other attacks. Just the poison attack alone was worth 1 million points. 10 times the damage would be 10 million points. In addition, after changing the attack type, this attack would ignore normal defense, so the damage would be 100% effective. If not for the fact that Lu Chen's current combat power was only 1, Lu Chen really wanted to give it a try right now. Wait, that's not right. I don't have Nirvana Rebirth. Lu Chen suddenly realized. Nirvana Rebirth was equivalent to a complete rebirth. It might even be able to wash away this weakened state. Thinking of this, Lu Chen hurriedly turned the little lion head over. I know that I'm usually very kind to you, so my request is too much. You might not be able to do it, but little lion, just do me a favor. Come, kill me. The little lion head didn't say anything and bit Lu Chen. Speaking of which, this was the second time this guy had done this. The last time was when he helped Lu Chen break free from the Bone King's soul shackles. He was already familiar with it. Fuck, so impatient. Lu Chen died. The first life ended. 20 seconds later, a golden light shone on Lu Chen's corpse. The surroundings were suddenly set ablaze. The wind was strong, and the flames were tumbling. It was like hell. Lu Chen slowly stood up from the ground. The commotion is even greater than Nirvana rebirth. It almost burned my benevolence peak. Lu Chen shook his head and immediately checked his stats. A mouthful of blood. He was still a trash with a combat power of 1. Fuck, as expected of a heavenly might level side effect. Even the special effect of a dark gold equipment can't do anything to it. Lu Chen completely gave up this time. Lu Chen wasn't interested in testing out the 8 Desolations skill. He didn't want to die before his rage points were full. Just as Lu Chen was about to continue cultivating his pure spiritual energy, he suddenly received Leng Noa's voice. Boss, we've taken Firmament City. Our Wild Wave is now the boss of High Firmament City. You are the High Firmament City's city lord. Ah. Lu Chen was stunned. Speaking of which, it was one thing for Kuang Lang to take down Firmament City, but how did he become the city lord? Nuanuo, I don't want to be the city lord. You can be the city lord. Boss, you're the guild leader. Of course, you're the city lord. Right, the city lord is still anonymous. Do you want to change it? Lu Chen was a little baffled. He really didn't want to be High Firmament City's city lord. A mere High Firmament City wasn't worthy of his attention. Besides, he never thought that Wild Waves could take down Firmament City. Boss, we'll get a lot of resources. When you're free, make a trip to the guild's territory and decide how to distribute them. By the way, I've chosen the largest place to be our High Firmament City's guild territory. This. You guys can distribute the resources yourselves. I don't need them. I didn't contribute to the siege this time. You guys fought for it yourselves. Lu Chen was also telling the truth. Although he omitted the reason why those professional players had a demon barrier, this time, he really felt a little apologetic to distribute the resources. There weren't many resources in the first heaven that could move Lu Chen now. Then boss, you have to make a trip when you're free. Otherwise, you won't be able to recognize our new territory in the future. Okay, then I'll come over now. By the way, didn't you say that you wanted me to play a cameo role last time? The sooner it's settled, the less work I have to do. After saying that, Lu Chen summoned 9 wings. When that guy flew back from the City of 100 Ghosts, he sat on his mount and went straight to High Firmament City. Not sure if it was because Lu Chen was too famous, but the High Firmament City Lord didn't use Nameless Player, and directly used Hua Xia Nameless to represent him. However, this was no longer a secret. Everyone knew that Wild Wave's guild leader was Brother Nameless. Not long after, Lu Chen arrived at the guild territory. It was easy to find Wild Wave's guild territory. The people here were cheering and jumping for joy. Everyone was abnormally excited. It was obvious that they had won the battle. Looking around, the territories of those professional guilds weren't even half the size of Wild Wave's. They were all dejected or resentful. It was a completely different picture. As soon as everyone saw the iconic wyvern, they immediately rushed to the entrance of the guild territory. Guild leader, the guild leader is here. Boss. Wow, I feel shocked every time I see a wyvern. It's so domineering. Lu Chen got off the wyvern, smiled at everyone, and walked into the guild conference hall. At this time, the core members of the guild were all present. Master, we won. Boss, boss, you didn't expect this, did you? Our Wild Waves won the battle of 10,000 teams. Fatty, you're now the city lord of Firmament City. Lu Yi couldn't directly call him brother, so she decided to give him a taste of his own medicine. She also called Lu Chen fatty. If boss wanted to be the city lord, he would have been long ago. Leng Noa looked at Lu Chen with some embarrassment. Actually, we were just lucky. Lu Chen smiled. Noa, don't say that. I know that there were other teams that weren't affected and tried to take over Firmament Palace. However, you guys blocked everyone's attacks. You guys are stronger than I thought. This was the truth. Lu Chen definitely didn't expect Wild Waves to develop so well. Noa, you can distribute the guild's resources. I believe in you. Everyone trusts you too. You don't need to ask me anymore. Leng Noa was a little embarrassed. Boss, no. This is your guild after all. Lu Chen smiled and patted Leng Noa's shoulder. You're wrong. This is everyone's guild. Stardust also stood up. Noa, boss is right. After this period of contact, you've already gained everyone's recognition. We all trust you. Lu Yi and Ning Shuang ran over and pulled on Leng Noa's arm. Sister Noa, your efforts, your ability, your character, all of them have proven that you're a trustworthy leader. We all believe in you. Fatty is just a hands-off boss. Sister Noa, I support you. Lu Yi was indeed Lu Chen's sister. Only he would dare to say Nameless like that. Leng Noa wasn't a shy person. Now that Nameless and the others had all said that, she didn't need to refuse anymore. Thank you for everyone's trust. Then I'll try to take on this responsibility. Other than the business that involves cash, I'll try to distribute the other resources. I hope that everyone can help me. Of course, Sister Noa. We're your left and right arms. Don't be afraid. 10 Step said proudly. Sister Noa, you can do it. Lu Chen was very happy to see that Wild Waves could be so united. This guild that he had inadvertently established was gradually becoming more and more like his home in Jiutian. In the end, Lu Chen asked Leng Noa to stay to discuss the guest appearance. Oh, boss, our director asked when you're free. Now the audience is urging you to watch your scenes. I'm just going to show my face. Leng Noa lowered her head slightly and was a little embarrassed. Well, now the audience is saying that they want to watch you. The director asked me to ask you if you're interested in making a guest appearance. Lu Chen thought about it. The ratings of this drama were very high now. It was the best opportunity for Leng Noa to make a comeback. Besides, Lu Chen couldn't do much recently, so he said, how long will it take to make a guest appearance? Is half an episode okay? That's not a lot. It's okay. That's great. Boss, you're the best. Leng Noa jumped up and down happily like a little girl. Then the female lead and the mysterious man will have a complete storyline. Lu Chen smiled slightly. What complete storyline? As long as there were no opposing scenes, they could act as much as they wanted. Chapter 293. Lu Chen set a time and agreed. The filming location of Ask the Heavens was at the beginner's village in Section 88. Lu Chen walked there the next day. Lu Chen shook his head as he walked past Evan Hill. This guy had provided him with his first big income. Evan Hill's guardian was a rare treasure just a few months ago. Although Lu Chen had the blood sacrifice shield and almost no one could touch him in the wild, he didn't seem to be able to touch Evan Hill either. Lion Head, Xiao Niu, you two lead the way. Lu Chen summoned Hun Dun and Tao Wu cubs. Evan Hill couldn't fight back at all in front of these two mythical beasts. After dying, Lu Chen didn't even pick up the items and walked straight to the poison fog forest. Snakes, spiders. Lu Chen walked past them casually. Finally, he reached the beginner's village. In front of him was Quinn and Zatches, but they didn't seem to attack Lu Chen. Lu Chen was too lazy to fight them. Gradually, many new players appeared around him. Although Jiutian was known to the world, there were still many new players. The number of Jiutian players was still increasing. Everyone is Jiutian, Lu Chen exclaimed. Interestingly, these new players didn't seem to recognize Brother Nameless, nor did they recognize Lu Chen's 2 battle pets. What kind of battle pets are those? They don't look very powerful. They're so small. They must be high-level players who came to show off. But only those who aren't that strong would come back to the beginner's village to show off. It's that fox spirit we saw last time. She's bigger than 2 people. His 2 battle pets aren't even enough to fill the gaps between her teeth. Lu Chen frowned. These guys, well, they were all new players after all. It was normal that they didn't know each other. He didn't care about the discussions around him and walked straight to the beginner's village. There were many people around the beginner's village. It should be where the filming crew was. Tian Xing had already made an announcement in the local server, temporarily requisitioning the beginner's village to cooperate with the filming of Ask the Heavens. However, there were still many players gathered outside to watch the show. For many people, filming a TV show was already rare, let alone filming in a game. Wow, is that the female lead? She looks better in real life. This show is pretty good. That's why I'm following it. By the way, I see that the bullet screen of this drama is asking about Nameless. Who is Nameless? Nameless? You don't even know. He's super ferocious and seems to be in existence second only to Mad Demon. You know Mad Demon, right? He's the one who massacred Firmament City for 3 days and 3 nights a few days ago. Ah, damn, who's stronger, Nameless or Mad Devil? It should be Mad Demon who is stronger. The key is that Mad Demon is crazy enough. Nameless seems to be more low-key, and it seems like the 2 of them know each other. Nameless has a super cool mount, the 9-winged celestial dragon. Let me tell you, do you know how awesome that mount is? As long as it appears, all the surrounding mounts will stop and worship it. Are you serious? That's way too strong. Most of these real newbies knew little about the past of these 2 legendary characters. They could only get relevant information from the rumors circulating on the internet. No way, so many people are watching. Does that mean I have to rehearse in front of so many people? Lu Chen was a little nervous. He really wasn't good at rehearsing. Lu Chen walked into the crowd. Some people saw his 2 pets and started talking again. What did that guy bring with him? They're quite cute, but they're too small. They're probably 5 pieces of trash. Don't show off these pets. They're probably the kind that trick pretty girls. It's like someone bringing a kitten or a puppy out to flirt with pretty girls. Sigh, some people think they're experts just because they played half a year earlier than us. They like to come over and show off. It's annoying to see them. Lu Chen didn't want to release the 2 divine beasts, but his combat strength was worrying. Even if he couldn't die with the blood sacrifice shield, he still needed someone to help him fight monsters or something. Excuse me, please. Lu Chen squeezed through the crowd and entered the set. The people in the set weren't newbies. To be able to get this show with potential, they had to have some strength. When Lu Chen appeared, the crew members who were busy with their own things suddenly froze. A security guard walked over in shock, his eyes full of admiration. You're... No, Lu Chen smiled and interrupted him. Don't make a fuss. Otherwise, it won't be easy to maintain order here. Many of the newbies knew the name Nameless. He didn't want a big crowd to come and watch. Oh, yes, you're right. Well, I'll take you there. At this time, the security guard saw the 2 little guys playing in front of Lu Chen and suddenly widened his eyes. No. That, sir, they can't be, Lu Chen nodded and confirmed his thoughts. He laughed self-deprecatingly. I'm under the spell. I can only let them protect me. The security guard gasped and was so shocked that he couldn't speak for a long time. These 2 were the legendary mythical beasts. There was also a mythical beast in the set, but it was still in its infancy. It was an existence that no one dared to neglect. In the end, Nameless brought out 2 mythical beasts that had already grown up. The security guard's hands trembled. He was probably the first person besides the god of war Nameless to be so close to the 2 mythical beasts. Lu Chen glanced at the 2 little guys. Whenever he had time, they would start fighting. He bent down and pulled the 2 little guys' ears. Hey, can you 2 stop for a while? If you don't listen to me, I'll beat you up when we get back. Lu Chen's actions were completely normal, but in the eyes of the security guard, his eyeballs almost fell out. Fuck, this is a fucking divine beast. Was this how Nameless usually treated mythical beasts? It was too scary. No matter how naughty the 2 little guys were, they could only behave themselves when Lu Chen spoke. Follow me. Don't run around, understand? Oh. Lu Chen nodded and said to the security guard, brother, please lead the way. This, brother, almost made the security guard cry. The conditions didn't allow it, so he didn't record it. No one would believe him if he told them. The god of war Nameless called him, brother. Okay, please follow me. He followed the security guard and continued to walk inside. The outermost circle were some unimportant actors. They were busy putting on makeup and preparing for the scene. When they saw Lu Chen, they all stood up in shock. Oh my god, it's Shu. The security guard made a shushing gesture. Don't cause a commotion. Only then did everyone realize that the director had already told them not to make a fuss. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to film this scene. However, these people immediately gathered around. Sir, hello. Wow, this is the first time I've seen you. I was also in the original District 13. Could this be a god? Could this be your pet? Oh my god, including the one in our crew, I've already seen 3. Lu Chen wasn't a person who liked to put on airs, so he politely greeted everyone one by one. On the other hand, the security guard's brother made his impression of Nameless multiply. He tried his best to lead Lu Chen forward. Not long after, a group of people rushed over from afar. Leng Nua saw Lu Chen surrounded in the crowd. She trotted over and pulled Lu Chen happily. Boss, you're here. Chapter 294. Under Leng Nua's lead, Lu Chen finally left the encirclement. Boss. Xian also ran to Lu Chen's side excitedly. As soon as Lu Chen arrived, the first and second girls surrounded him. A middle-aged man with a face full of stubble walked over quickly. Sir, you're here. Boss, this is our Director Chen. Hello, Director Chen. Thank you for taking care of Nua and Xian during this period of time. Director Chen seemed a little nervous and hurriedly said, You're welcome, sir. It's the result of their own efforts. Right now, their popularity is second only to yours. Lu Chen was also speechless. He had never shown his face before. How could he be so happy that his popularity was lower than his? The surrounding audience watched from afar and were very surprised. Fuck, who is that guy? Is he very famous? Why is my goddess so close to him? Even Director Chen came to pick him up personally. I've never seen him act in any TV shows. Maybe he's an investor. Lu Chen did not want to waste too much time here. Other than Leng Nua and Xian, the others were too respectful to him. He did not like this way of getting along. Director Chen, I've never acted before. Please forgive me if I make any mistakes later. Director Chen immediately said, It's our greatest honor that you're willing to act. You're too modest. Do I have to memorize the script or something? There won't be too many lines, right? Xian said, Boss, don't worry. Sister Nua has a scene later and she doesn't have time. I'll bring you to familiarize you with the script. It was much more convenient to have a professional to bring him around. Lu Chen nodded. Okay. Director Chen personally sent the script over. It was about 7 to 8 pages of script. There were not many lines, only 3 sentences in total. Xian patiently explained the story to Lu Chen. Boss, I'll give you a general introduction of your character. The person you're playing is actually a peerless expert, and at the same time, a devil lord. When you were in trouble, Ling Wei, who didn't know your true identity, helped you. Oh, Ling Wei is Sister Noah's character, so you have feelings of love for her. However, in the process of coming into contact with Ling Wei, you know that she is kind-hearted. As for you, in the process of becoming an expert, you have long become cold and ruthless. You have killed countless people. You know that it is impossible for Ling Wei to like the current you. So you could only hide yourself and silently save Ling Wei from danger several times. Because this character was specially added for you. After all, you only agreed to be a guest star, so the character will receive a bento box in the 6th episode. Lu Chen smiled. Alright, I can actually live for 2 episodes. That's pretty interesting. In the first few scenes, you were wearing a mask, so a stunt double has already finished filming. However, the audience is not stupid now. They don't buy it and want you to show your face. That's why Sister Noah asked you to act more. Lu Chen nodded. He had a general understanding of the situation. Then what do I have to act in? I think there are 2 parts to the script. Yes, there are 2 scenes. One is when you are in trouble and Ling Wei takes care of you. This will appear in the form of a memory. The other is when you die tragically in a one-on-one battle with a demon for Ling Wei. At this time, your mask falls off and Ling Wei finally knows that you have been silently protecting her. Then, Ling Wei is heartbroken, but you have already died. Lu Chen couldn't help but laugh. This melodramatic scene. By the way, isn't there a male lead? Can the audience accept the female lead liking someone else? Sigh, it's this kind of emotional entanglement that makes the audience unable to stop watching. They also want to see how the male lead will win the female lead's heart in the end. Lu Chen nodded. Alright, I don't understand this kind of thing. Anyway, I'm just here to make a cameo appearance. Boss, the person you are going to act as is very cold. However, this matches your temperament very well. You just have to act as yourself. Ah. I'm very cold. Hee, those of us who are familiar with you don't think so. However, for others, they will automatically think that you are very cold. Oh, then I can't care about that. Boss, you have 3 lines. Look, they are in these places. Xian flipped through the script in Lu Chen's hands. You say, thank you, when you are in trouble. Because your character is very cold, 2 words are enough. One is when you encounter a demon and Ling Wei is captured. At the moment of life and death, you appear and say, don't be afraid, I'm here. This tone is actually similar to how you usually feel. It's just that kind of calm feeling. There is also the last one. When you are lying in Ling Wei's arms and about to die, Ling Wei cries and says don't die. At this time, you say, if I were not the Devil King, would you love me? And kisses Ling Wei. Ling Wei cried and said that she kissed you. This is the time to test Sister Noah's acting skills. She has to perform. Wait. What? She kissed me. Yes, the character's emotions have already reached the peak. This is very normal. The more Lu Chen thought about it, the more he felt that something was wrong. Why did he have a scene with her? Wasn't he here to be a bystander? Didn't Sister Noah tell you? This, cough. Oh, then maybe Sister Noah was too embarrassed to tell you. Boss, this is nothing. Sister Noah is so beautiful. You won't lose out. Xian had a, expression. Let me tell you, Sister Noah doesn't have kissing scenes. Even the male lead doesn't have this treatment. Lu Chen blinked his eyes. He didn't lose out. He had always thought that Leng Nuo was the type that was easy to look at. In fact, after dressing up a little, she instantly became the stunning type. She was really very beautiful. The key was that he had always wanted to earn money to support his sister. Now, he didn't even have time to find a girlfriend. Suddenly, he had to shoot a kissing scene. He was a little nervous. The scene had already been discussed. It wasn't too difficult. The fighting scenes were all done by the stunt double. Lu Chen only needed to act a few scenes. Half an hour later, Director Chen came to ask about Lu Chen's situation. "Sir, are you ready? If you are ready, call me at any time." Lu Chen took a deep breath. Since he had promised, then he would act. He said, "I am ready." Okay. Then we will start shooting your scenes immediately." The first scene was in a simple farmhouse. The Devil Lord was seriously injured and was resting in bed. Ling Wei was carefully taking care of him. After a few days, the Devil Lord, who had always been wary, finally let down his guard and said thank you to Ling Wei. It was only 2 words, but for the Devil Lord who killed without batting an eye, it was very rare. Leng Nuo's performance could be called professional. She vividly displayed Ling Wei's kindness and cuteness. As for Lu Chen, as long as he cooperated with the performance, it was very easy for him to say one line. For the second scene, the crew did not know which spiritualist they found. They found the hidden boss of the first floor of the underground mine, the Abyss Zombie King. When the surrounding newbies saw this boss, they were all stunned. Damn, what kind of boss is this? Is it from Jiutian? It is so big. This is too scary. How did they get it? The effect of this scene will definitely be good. This guy was more than 10 meters tall. It was more than enough to act as a boss. However, when Lu Chen saw this guy and thought that he would die in the hands of an opponent of this level, he couldn't help but want to laugh. What kind of master was this? Well, after all, you can't expect too much from acting. The boss slaughtered the set and captured Ling Wei. Everyone fled. At this time, the Devil Lord appeared. This scene was going quite smoothly. However, when the Zombie King screamed at Lu Chen, Lionhead and Xiao Niu were eager to protect their master. They pounced on the Zombie King and were about to hit it. Luckily, Lu Chen stopped them in time. This small episode was nothing to Lu Chen, but the surrounding audience could not stay calm. Wait, such a terrifying Zombie King. Why is it afraid of those 2 little guys? No way. Could it be that those 2 little guys are stronger than the Tiger Demon? On the side, the security guard finally couldn't stand it anymore. He said calmly, "Hey, be careful. You really don't know who that man is? Didn't the investor come in from behind? He came in with funds." Came in with funds? Let me tell you this. Now, among all the crews in Huaxia, only our crew can invite him. And those 2 little guys, compared to the Tiger Demon? You must be kidding me. They are more than 100 levels apart. I am not afraid of discouraging you. You can't get any of those 2 battle pets in your lifetime. Chapter 295. After comforting the 2 little guys, the scene was res hot and passed smoothly. Director Chen walked in front of Lu Chen and said with a smile, "Sir, you acted very naturally and the effect was very good. Do you want to take a break?" Lu Chen frowned slightly. He did not know if this guy was telling the truth. "I'm not tired from these 2 scenes. You can ask Nguyen." Now, the crew was following Lu Chen's schedule. Since Lu Chen did not say that he was tired, they continued. For the 3rd scene, the makeup artist hurried over to touch up his makeup. The makeup artist was a young girl who looked a little nervous. Brother Nameless, I want to put some paint on your face." Also, you have to have a blood bag in your mouth. Lu Chen smiled, then I'll have to trouble you. The other departments were also quickly ready. As soon as the scene started, Lu Chen had to lie in the designated position. Then, the camera zoomed in and he spat out a mouthful of blood. At this moment, Leng Nuanyuan rushed over. Although Lu Chen had never acted before, Xian Xian had already taught him. He just had to pretend to be seriously injured. Everything went smoothly until Leng Nuanyuan rushed over and hugged Lu Chen tightly. When he saw an acquaintance, he had to pretend that they were looking at each other. For a moment, Lu Chen had the urge to laugh. Cut. Director Chen called for a pause and walked in front of Lu Chen. Sir, your expression is a little wrong. This is the climax of an emotional outburst. You have to be more affectionate. Lu Chen was a little troubled. Affectionate? Damn it, I don't think I've thought about it before. The first part was just a bystander, but this part really required some acting skills. Sir, just treat Nuanyuan as your wife or girlfriend. You have to enter that state. Director Chen personally explained the scene to Lu Chen. That is, you love this woman deeply, but you're about to leave her forever. Show that expression and reluctance a little more. Sir, how about this? When you redo your makeup, try to build up your emotions. This time, it did not pass. Lu Chen redid his makeup and Leng Nuanyuan walked over. Boss, I'm sorry. I only said that I'd make a cameo appearance, but I didn't expect you to work so hard. Lu Chen smiled and said, it's fine. I'll just take it as an experience. It's quite fun. Oh right, Nuanyuo, how do I brew that emotion? Leng Nuo sat beside Lu Chen. Boss, you just have to treat me as your beloved woman. Then, you can integrate into the character's situation and become the real Devil Lord. It wasn't difficult for Lu Chen to understand this point. Using the game as an example, thinking from another person's perspective was a basic skill. He had used this method to find the invisible fox demon. If I was invisible, where would I be? The best choice was to hide behind the opponent. Oh right, you can follow my emotions, Leng Nuo suddenly said. With the experience of his first failure, Lu Chen planned to put on a good show this time. Speaking of which, isn't the Devil Lord just another one of my identities? Thinking about it this way, it's not that difficult to get into character. Falling to the ground and vomiting blood, Ling Wei embraced the demon monarch. Everything went smoothly. This time, Lu Chen tried to treat Leng Nuo as his beloved woman. He quickly got into character. And a good teammate could indeed stimulate his emotions. Leng Nuo's tear-stained face didn't look like she was joking at all. Looking at her heartbroken appearance, Lu Chen felt that he had really gotten into character. So it's you. You're the one who's been protecting me. Why didn't you tell me? Don't die. The Devil Lord looked at Ling Wei powerlessly. The corner of his mouth raised slightly, as if he didn't care about everything he had done for Ling Wei. It turned out that loving a woman could give up everything. He used a weak voice and said with a smile, if I wasn't the Devil Lord, would you love me? After saying that, his eyes were filled with anticipation and fear. If everything could be redone, if he had met Ling Wei earlier, he would have given up the world in exchange for her heart. Ling Wei's tears fell like rain. She kissed Lu Chen, whose mouth was full of blood. Director Chen was very satisfied with this scene. That's great. Sir's emotions have been expressed incisively and vividly. I'm really looking forward to the audience's reaction after seeing this wonderful performance. Lu Chen had finally completed his cameo mission. It was time for him to leave. Leng Nuo personally sent Lu Chen off. The two walked together, but the atmosphere was a little strange. It wasn't as casual and natural as usual. Boss, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you that there was a kissing scene. Actually, I didn't know at first. After I told you, the director said it would be best to add this part. Lu Chen smiled. Hey, It's fine. After all, it's in a game. However, in a quantum conversion game like Joutian, the feeling of kissing was no different from real life. Hearing Lu Chen's words, a trace of disappointment flashed in Leng Nua's eyes. Oh, Nua, I realize that your acting skills are really good. Gold will always shine. I'm sure your future development will be very good. Okay, I'll work hard. When they reached the edge of the beginner's area, Lu Chen let Leng Nua go back first. He could walk by himself. After Leng Nua left, Lu Chen shook his head. He suddenly understood the phrase, feelings due to acting. He was really moved just now. However, Lu Chen also knew that this was just a temporary feeling. As for the person he really liked, he wasn't sure. The next day, the 5th episode of Ask Heaven was officially released. Lu Chen had been bored recently, so he also watched it. I wonder how it feels after filming. Will anyone scold my acting skills? Lu Chen realized that it was quite fun to occasionally neglect one's job. When Lu Chen's face appeared in Ling Wei's memories, the entire bullet screen went crazy. Fuck, it's really Nameless Bro. Is Nameless Bro officially entering the entertainment industry? No matter how I look at it, Nameless Bro is actually quite handsome. Not really handsome, but it's quite comfortable to look at. Moreover, Nameless Bro has the aura of an expert. This is a bonus, okay. In the second part, Nameless Bro appeared in time. In order to save Ling Wei, he went against the flow and fought the boss alone. I'm so touched. I can't stand such a taciturn but affectionate man the most. If only there was a man who was so infatuated with me. I really don't understand. What's so good about the male lead? He's always flirting. I still prefer a man like Nameless Bro who silently gives. He's too charming. In the third part, when Nameless Bro said, "If I'm not the Devil Lord, will you love me?" a bunch of fujoshis couldn't remain calm. Yes. If you don't love me, then you're a fool. Yes. Whether you're the Devil Lord or not, I love you. Can't you stop Nameless Bro from dying? It's too cruel. I'm about to cry. I love Nameless Bro's Devil Lord too much. He's simply too cool. I can't take it anymore. I feel like I've fallen for him. Is this really Nameless Bro acting? I think he's the Devil Lord himself. Is Nameless Bro also such an infatuated person? Lu Chen directly turned off the bullet screen and silently watched Leng Nua's performance. Her acting was really too good. It even made people wonder if it was acting or if it was her true feelings. It made people want to cherish this girl. After turning off the video, Lu Chen sighed and returned to the game. I definitely can't make any cameo appearances in the future. Lu Chen shook his head. Let's just play the game. This damn weekend state, when will it end? Oh, right, I forgot to check the situation of the two teams. Chapter 296. After a day of not paying attention to those guys, Lu Chen's EXP bar was almost level 54. Lu Chen quickly opened the system record and took a closer look. Fuck, a dungeon every 1.5 hours? There's even a 20-minute break after a dungeon? What the hell? Based on this calculation, if he cleared the dungeon twice in 2 hours, he would get more than 12 million EXP per dungeon, which was about 300 million EXP in 24 hours. A total of 350 million EXP was needed to level up from 53 to 54, and the two teams had almost helped him level up. Fuck, these guys are so awesome. Lu Chen was stunned. They leveled up so quickly. Alright, let me recover quickly. Once I recover, I'll be able to level up to 70 very quickly. On the 7th day after coming out of Firmament City's secret dungeon, Lu Chen was already level 58, and on this day, his attributes finally returned to normal. Lu Chen was like a beast that had been caged for a long time, quickly rushing to the City of 100 Ghosts. This time, Lu Chen personally joined the team to farm EXP. He cleared the dungeon alone, once every 45 minutes, and with the 60% EXP bonus from the Devil set, he could get 19 million EXP each time he cleared the dungeon. Of course, Lu Chen could not be like those army members, farming for 24 hours a day. If he farmed for 12 hours a day, he could get 300 million EXP in a day. There was nothing in the first heaven that Lu Chen was reluctant to leave. He only had one mission now, and that was to level up to the maximum level of 70. However, after reaching a high level, the EXP required to level up was huge. Even if Lu Chen could get 600 million EXP per day, after reaching level 58, he could not level up once in a day. For an entire month, Lu Chen maintained a very regular routine. Every day, he slept for 8 hours, cooked, ate, trained for 4 hours, and spent the remaining 12 hours farming express. After an hour of boring leveling, Lu Chen finally reached level 70. Check character attributes. Character bound, Lu Chen, characters, Eye of the Demon Sovereign, Tiger Courage and Dragon Might, Dark Moon Vanguard, Top Dog, Tiger Capturer, Blood Pool Vanguard, Elite, Extremely Strong, Extremely Agile, Extremely Muscular Null Leader, Diamond Boss, Black Barton. Character, Solipsistic, Rarity, 8 star, Rank 1 increase in 3 dimensions by 1250%, Level, 70, Upgrade Progress, 9. 42 million/2 billion, Body Strength, 65277, Basic 31200 plus Equipment 18477 plus Title 15600, Agility, 53860, Basic 31200 plus Equipment 17980 plus Title 4680, Physique, 57873. Basic 31200 plus Equipment 18873 plus Title 7800, Spiritual Force Intensity, Spiritual Force, 2412, Medicinal Pills 1000 plus Magic Weapons 900 plus 512, Spiritual Pills 2412, 8331/241200, Pure Spiritual Energy, Attack Power. Physical attack 67,283 to 69,433, spiritual attack 4754, spiritual force 2412 plus equipment 413 plus pet bonus 1929. Defense power, physical defense 36185, spiritual defense 932, health points 1, 22 million. Basic 710,000 plus equipment 370,000 plus title 140,000, fuck, my health points are already in units of 10,000. Lu Chen shook his head. He did a rough calculation. Right now, his poison, excluding the 1 million poison attack, had an initial damage of 42,000. When Lu Chen reached level 50, his attributes and the attributes provided by his equipment were basically equal. However, after reaching level 70, his basic attributes had far exceeded the attributes provided by his equipment. On one hand, it was because Lu Chen's evolution had greatly increased after fusing with the Divine Blood Demon Seed. His basic attributes multiplier had increased. On the other hand, Lu Chen's current equipment, compared to his level, was already low. A level 70 with level 50 equipment was definitely not enough. Now that I think about it, even if I enter a weakened state again, I should be able to withstand a 40,000 attribute reduction. Lu Chen could not help but feel a little excited. Although there was only an increase of 20 levels from level 50 to level 70, the attributes provided by the higher levels were definitely not comparable to those of the lower levels. Within 10 levels, the 3 main attributes would only increase by 1 point per level. However, after reaching level 60 and above, each level would increase by 80 points. After level 70, each level would increase by 160 points. Therefore, from level 50 to level 70, this was a qualitative leap. In addition to the insane basic attributes, among Lu Chen's 9 talents, 5 of them had risen to tier 9. Okay, the first heaven definitely won't drop any higher level equipment, so I should be in my strongest state now. Lu Chen took a deep breath. After waiting for so long, it's time to challenge that guy. Leveling up today was a little tiring. Lu Chen planned to head to the Tong Tian Tower tomorrow morning. During Lu Chen's crazy leveling for more than a month, more and more players had reached the maximum level of level 50. After reaching the maximum level, the players were looking forward to the legendary second heaven more and more. When will the second heaven be opened? Tianqing said that the second heaven will only be opened after the global servers have merged. Right, is there no one who can defeat the demon lord Tong Tian? It'll be great if it's opened earlier. All we do now is group farming equipment. I'm about to puke. The demon lord Tong Tian can't defeat it. Previously, the super strong players from various national teams formed a 40-man team. In the end, they didn't even get 1/10 of the boss's HP. It can't be. The national team only got 1/10? Right, how did you guys know? Is there a live broadcast? You guys don't know. Now that Tianqing knows that we want to open the second heaven, he specially provided a service. Every time someone tries to defeat the demon lord Tong Tian, the officials will broadcast it live. This way, as long as someone manages to defeat the demon lord Tong Tian, we will know immediately. Damn, I really didn't know about this. I just went to take a look. The officials do have a live broadcast record, but they don't provide a replay service. It seems that many teams have already tried it. There's no need to watch those teams. Only the national team last time was worth watching. They lasted for 3 to 4 minutes. They were the best. That team was almost entirely equipped with divine martial sets. They were all strengthened to the max level. Even with their equipment and levels, they only got 1/10 of the boss's HP. That boss is too scary. I don't think anyone can defeat it. If Mad Demon and Nameless work together, will there be any hope? I don't think so. Back then, Shinsung only got 1/10 of the boss's HP. If 40 Shinsung attack at the same time, Nameless won't be able to defeat it. Definitely not. Fighting that boss requires teamwork. The two of them definitely won't be able to defeat it. Lu Chen frowned slightly when he saw these posts. Tianqing is streaming the Demon Lord now. Doesn't that mean that everyone can watch him fight? Lu Chen shook his head. Tianqing probably did this to appease the players and get them to wait patiently for the second heaven to open normally. Let's just watch. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Tomorrow is the big battle. Rest well today. The next day, at 10 o'clock in the morning, Lu Chen logged into the game. After checking his status and the potions in his backpack, Lu Chen swapped to 9-winged. 9-winged, let's go to the Tower of Babel. After saying that, Lu Chen jumped onto 9-winged and rode the giant dragon straight to the Tower of Babel. Chapter 297. Seeing that they were about to reach the Tower of Babel, Lu Chen frowned as he sat on top of 9-winged. There were a lot of people on the ground. Now that the players had reached a high level, the only thing they needed to do was to farm divine martial sets or level up their divine martial sets. Especially after the merger of the Asia server, the number of people here had skyrocketed. The ground was filled with people. That's not right. If I pass the Tower of Babel, with the system's nature, it might announce to the whole server again. Lu Chen thought about it and decided not to go down as Nameless. Fine, I'll use my real identity to complete this challenge. After saying that, Lu Chen took off his human skin, aimed at the Tower of Babel, and jumped down. 9-winged, go back to your territory. 9-winged returned on his own. Anyway, the people below could not see who was sitting on the dragon's back. This way, others might think that Nameless was defeated by Mad Demon. Maybe Lu Chen was overthinking. In fact, not many people noticed the dragon in the sky. At this time, the Tower of Babel was surrounded by people. Everyone, help me out. Don't push. Once the leaders of each group start the dungeon, you can all go in. Don't block the entrance. The Scimitar Society has entered the dungeon. I hope that I can get a few more divine martial sets today. I'm just short of an outer divine martial set. At this time, a huge figure suddenly swooped down from the sky. With a loud bang, it landed steadily on the ground. As soon as they saw this person, everyone was stunned. It's Mad Demon. Is he here to kill players again? This. Damn, don't go too far. We're not the same as before. If he wants to kill us again, we can't admit defeat. Stardust was leading a team to farm Tower of Babel today. After seeing Mad Demon, he immediately asked everyone to gather together. Everyone, don't be nervous. Mad Demon probably won't touch us. It was the first time Ning Shuang saw Mad Demon up close. In fact, Mad Demon was even more mysterious than Nameless. Just his boss appearance alone was enough to make people unable to figure out what was going on. Between him and my master, who is stronger? Stardust shook his head. If there comes a day when Mad Demon and Nameless fight, I think it will be the most terrifying battle in Jyotian history. Lu Chen had no interest in the surrounding players. Although he was now in the form of a Mad Demon, he would not kill for no reason. However, Lu Chen felt a headache coming on as a group of people blocked off the path to the instance dungeon. Hey, make way. What do you want to do? We will not yield. Lu Chen was speechless. Big brother, I only asked you to move aside. What does it have to do with yielding or not? As expected, if he didn't use some tricks, there would always be people who would take things too hard. I'm not interested in you. I'm here to get through the heavenly tower. I'll say it again, get out of my way. Lu Chen's voice wasn't loud, but it was abnormally deep. Coupled with his style of doing things and his powerful strength, those who heard it couldn't help but feel a chill run down their spine. Most of them took a few steps back and made way for the Mad Demon. Only a few people still stood in front of Lu Chen. Lu Chen even recognized one of them. It was the number 1 player in the Kimono server, Deep Reunification. Mad Demon, I want to fight with you again. I've been focusing on improving my strength for more than a month. I don't believe that the gap between us is that big. Mad Demon, I'm Jia Ba from the Vietnamese server. I want to fight with you too. I'm Tai Chi Longhu from the Korean server. Do you dare to fight with me? Lu Chen frowned slightly. Why were these people still unwilling to give up? Then again, Lu Chen was unrivaled in the first heaven. Most people looked at him with fear. In that case, these people who didn't know what was good for them suddenly became valuable. The demon cracked a smile and said, I admire your courage. Please keep it up. However, I don't have time to play with you today. You're not here to kill us. That's right. Your equipment is already at the max. If you're not here to kill us, what are you doing in the Tower of Babel? Lu Chen shook his head helplessly. Mad Demon had only massacred a city once. Why was his reputation so bad? Kill you? Sorry, I'm not that bored. Even if the demon was smiling, it was still creepy. Who said that I'm here to farm for the divine martial set? Move. Everyone was at a loss. After a while, Stardust suddenly woke up. Mad Demon, are you here to challenge the Demon Lord of Babel? There were not many people who still called Lu Chen Mad Demon. However, the people from Wild Waves all called him Mad Demon. Lu Chen took a look and saw that it was his good friend Stardust. He cracked a smile and said, what else? Am I really here to kill you all? This time, the outside of the Tower of Babel was in an uproar. What? Mad Demon is going to challenge the last stage? He finally made his move. Does he have any hope? If he's alone, I don't think there's any hope. Many people have seen the last boss. A 40-man team with a full set of the 5 gods martial set couldn't last more than 5 minutes. That's right. I feel that guy's setting is beyond the limit of level 1. Not only that, the news quickly spread to the entire network and even the external network. Have you heard? Mad Demon is going to challenge the Heaven Domain boss. Fuck, is he really going to go? I don't think I've seen him go to the Tower of Babel before. It's live streaming. Quick, go watch the live stream. Suddenly, countless players flooded into the Jotian official live streaming room. Is Mad Demon's live stream out yet? Not yet. I think he just entered the Tower of Babel. Why didn't he ask Nameless to go with him? I think that would give him a better chance. What chance? But Mad Demon hasn't made any moves for more than a month. I don't know if he's gotten stronger. At least I can be sure that this time, we'll know what Mad Demon's peak strength is like. Against a Heaven Domain boss, no one believed that Mad Demon had the qualifications to hold back. Suddenly, the number of online viewers in Jotian decreased drastically. Countless players flooded into the live streaming room, causing the room to issue a warning. Currently, there are too many people in the live streaming room. The video is lagging. We have opened 100 channels at the same time to broadcast Hua Xia's Mad Demon challenge the Heaven Domain boss. Everyone, please choose a reasonable channel to watch. Tian Xing opened 100 channels at once. However, even so, there were still a large number of players flooding into the live streaming room. According to the official website, someone calculated that the total number of online viewers in the 100 channels had exceeded 800 million. And this number was still rapidly increasing. Players went offline or went AFK. The entire Jotian world suddenly became unusually quiet. Lu Chen stood in front of the 3 doors. He turned around and looked. The 4th door, the entrance to the haunted valley, was gone. Lu Chen did not even look at the doors on the east and west sides. There was nothing to see there. Only the door in front of him was tightly locked. This door was taller and thicker than any of the dungeon entrances that Lu Chen had encountered. It was as if there was an entrance to another world hidden behind this door. Taking a deep breath, Lu Chen walked towards the door. Demon Lord Tong Tian, sorry to keep you waiting. I, Solipsistic, am here. Chapter 298. With a creak, the heavy door finally opened. The room was so dark that one couldn't even see one's fingers. Only the light from the outside shone a few meters in front of the door as it was opened. One was light, the other was dark. It was like 2 different worlds. At this time, a long shadow was projected in. The dark green demon walked into the room under the gaze of hundreds of millions of people. Not long after, Mad Demon stood in the first heaven's final dungeon. Mad Demon went in. I'm so nervous. I actually hope that he can win. To be honest, as a girl, I actually think that Mad Demon is super cool. If I date him, it should be like Beauty and the Beast. Fujoshi, don't change the topic. No one has ever seen Demon Venerable Tong Tian's 3rd skill. The first 2 were already so strong, let alone the later ones. I guess even Mad Demon can't last more than 10 minutes. Lu Chen entered the room. Suddenly, the door behind him slammed shut. The whole room was dark. Lu Chen's eyesight was amazing. Even in such a dark situation, he could still see a huge blurry figure sitting quietly in front of him. Demon Venerable Tong Tian. The strongest boss in the first heaven. Lu Chen's eyes were fixed on that guy. Suddenly, Demon Venerable Tong Tian opened his eyes. In the darkness, a pair of blood-red eyes glowed red. With a whoosh, the surroundings suddenly lit up. At this time, Lu Chen finally saw his opponent, Demon Venerable Tong Tian, Moro Bo Sun, level 70 Heavenly Domain Guardian. Lu Chen had seen a cartoon before, so he knew a little about Moro Bo Sun. In primitive Buddhism, demons were celestials who lived in the heavens. Their leader was called Bo Sun. He was also called Demon King, Moro Bo Sun. This guy was 30 meters tall. His long hair and beard moved without wind. His body was very strong. His upper body had dark golden runes. This was quite similar to Lu Chen. Level 70. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Normal players would think that this boss was level 70. Even compared to other games, this level was considered low. However, only Lu Chen knew what level 70 meant. Based on the fact that each celestial domain could only absorb one portion of god blood or devil's seed of the same attribute, this guy was the same as him. He had both the heaven-worshipping divine might and the heaven-defying demonic might. At the same time, ever since Lu Chen entered the room, Bo Sun had been watching Lu Chen. Finally, Bo Sun stood up and walked towards Lu Chen step by step. The earth shook violently under the pressure of his huge body. Interesting. I didn't even notice that there was another level 70 player in the first heaven. As soon as he said that, the live broadcast room outside exploded. What? There's a level 70 village? The mad demons are level 70? Impossible. In the first heaven, all players cannot exceed level 50. This is clearly announced on the official website. No wonder he's so strong, he's already level 70. How did he reach level 70? Mad Demon's strength had little to do with level 70. At the very least, he was still level 50 when he massacred the city. Of course, at level 70, he was already much scarier than before. No. Other than me, the limit of the first heaven is level 1 heavenly might. Even if you have a great opportunity, you can't reach level 2 heavenly might. You. Bo Sun narrowed his eyes slightly. You've comprehended level 2 heavenly might? Lu Chen was also surprised. From what Bo Sun said, it seemed that he had comprehended level 2 heavenly might due to some convenient conditions. He should have level 2 heavenly might. Speaking of which, many top players had a consensus. Instead of developing in all aspects, it was better to develop one's ability to the extreme. Many games had the same idea. Of course, if you really had the ability to develop all your abilities to the extreme, it would be a different story. Lu Chen also knew that their heaven's might wasn't that strong at the moment, and they were definitely far from reaching the extreme. Under such circumstances, compared to his comprehensive heaven's might, level 2 heaven's might was still stronger. Lu Chen had already realized that this guy was definitely harder to deal with than he had imagined. He did not even use his full strength when killing the other teams. This time, he had to go all out. Go all out? Hee hee. Lu Chen cracked a smile. I actually crave this feeling. The players who were watching the live broadcast heard Mad Demon's voice, and a large group of people could not remain calm. Damn, Mad Demon is actually laughing. He seems to be even more excited. Is this because he has met a strong enemy? When he massacred Tian City, he looked so lazy. He has been invincible for too long. Going all out has become a luxury. Sigh, there are so many of us, but we don't even have the qualifications to let him go all out. Is this the difference? TSK, don't look at how arrogant he is now. Let's see how he will act when he is tortured to death. Who can tell me what heavenly might is? They all seem to have heavenly might. Is Mad Demon so strong because of heavenly might? Unfortunately, no one could answer this question. Other than Lu Chen, no one knew about divine blood, demonic seed or heavenly might. They probably only knew that it was a very powerful treasure. Inside Tong Tian Tower. Solipsistic demon. You should be the Mad Demon that they are talking about. Unfortunately, I am the Demon King. All demons have to respect me. In front of me, you are just a lowly commoner. Killing you is like killing a chicken. As Bo Sun spoke, he walked towards Lu Chen. The green demon was not afraid at all. He also walked towards Bo Sun. He snorted disdainfully. Do you think I am a 3-year-old child? That all demons have to respect you? Don't you know that there are 9 levels of heaven here? You are just a gatekeeper of the first level of heaven. How dare you call yourself the Demon King? Sigh, there are always some people who are too narcissistic. Well, it's good that you can recognize yourself. Presumptuous. I will let you know what despair is later. The distance between the two was getting closer and closer. Cut the crap. I can't wait anymore. You better not disappoint me. Lu Chen's nostrils flared, and he was excited. A demon king and a demon, their auras were actually evenly matched. Standing 10 meters in front of each other, both sides stopped and stopped talking at the same time. Mad Demon pulled out the wishful long staff and the demon blade at the same time. Bo Sun raised his hand, and from the corner of the room, a pure gold staff about 40 to 50 meters long came whistling and landed firmly in his palm. In Jiutian, it was rare that no one was leveling up. In the live broadcast room, nearly 900 million viewers were silent. There was not even a single comment. Everyone held their breath and their hearts were hanging by a thread. The two demons, one red and one green, both looked very excited. The battle was about to start. Without any warning, Bo Sun took the lead. With a bang, the staff slammed into the ground. 3,000 Azura Hellfire. Shenzong Guei, Jia Ba, Tai Chi Longhu, and the others who were watching the battle closely were suddenly stunned. Wait, this skill, Bo Sun has never used it before. Yeah, wasn't his first skill the demonic eye locust? This is not at the same level at all. Could it be? Bo Sun did not use his full strength when facing our challenge, facing Mad God. Bo Sun used a skill that had never appeared before. Chapter 299. 3,000 Azura Hellfire, full screen attack. The entire boss room was covered in flames. There was no room to dodge at all. Minus 10,000, minus 10,000, minus 10,000, the damage was not high, but the scary thing was that there was no way to dodge. As long as he was in the boss room, he would lose HP. Lu Chen had 1,220,000 HP, including the HP regeneration. He could not last more than 130 seconds. You have no chance in hell. Don't worry, this is just the appetizer. Lu Chen snorted. This is a domain-type skill. Sorry, I have one too. Lightless Sky Flame Pillar. Black Coffin Dead Zone. Not only were there more Lightless Sky Flame Pillars than before, but the preparation time was also reduced. Most importantly, the Sky Flame Pillar had changed into something similar to an air cannon. It was extremely difficult to see with the naked eye. Black Coffin Dead Zone. Within a radius of 72 meters, a colorless and odorless air of death would appear. Enemy units within the range of the air of death would be continuously corroded by the air of death. They could choose to continuously lose HP or use the skill to deal all the accumulated damage in one go. This time, Lu Chen chose to use the skill to deal all the damage in one go. Therefore, there was no damage in the early stages. Black gas suddenly filled the sea of fire. At the same time, the Lightless Sky Flame Pillar exploded. Bushuyuan's huge body was unusually agile. He easily dodged the attack of the Sky Flame Pillar. 2 seconds may be difficult for you to dodge, but to me, it's just a small trick. Lu Chen noticed that Bushuyuan's dodging was very unique. He did not seem to move in a large area. He was just strolling around and could easily dodge the Sky Flame Pillar. This guy probably also had equipment similar to the Eye of the Dark Gods. This way, it would be difficult for the Sky Flame Pillar to hit Bushuyuan. As for the Dead Zone, it had not caused any damage yet. It was just quietly accumulating damage. Both sides used domain-type skills at the same time. At the moment, Bushuyuan seemed to have the upper hand. Facing 10,000 damage per second, Lu Chen could not delay any longer. He had to get close as soon as possible. God of War Possession, Devil Transformation, Doppelganger. Demon King's Will, Doppelganger. Charge. The 12 doppelganger and Lu Chen's original body quickly used Blink of Night to get close to Buxuan. He had to get close. As long as he could get close, Lu Chen would have a better chance of winning. With life steal, he would be able to last longer. You want to get close? In your dreams. Bo Sun snorted, triple gate. In front of Lu Chen, 3 huge stone doors suddenly appeared. Strangely, these stone doors were open, and Lu Chen could see Bo Sun on the other side of the stone doors. No matter what kind of skill it was, Lu Chen had to get close to it. He passed through the stone door at the same time as his doppelganger. However, in the next moment, Lu Chen was stunned. After passing through the stone door, he realized that not only did he not close the distance between him and Buxuan, but he was also teleported to the edge of the boss room. This is a forced teleportation. Bo Sun was indeed a first-stage Heaven Domain boss. This triple door skill was simply heaven-defying. With the triple door in front of him, how could Lu Chen get close? Lu Chen didn't have time to think. It wasn't like he didn't have any ranged skills. Tiger's Roar, Great Ravager's Sweep. 10 thick sword chi streaked through the air. With Lu Chen's current stats, each sword chi could deal at least 60,000 to 70,000 damage. 10 Great Ravagers could deal at least 600,000 to 700,000 damage. Most importantly, using Great Ravager's Sweep could suppress Bo Sun's movements and find a flaw in his attack. However, as the 10 Great Ravagers swept forward, the 3 stone doors in front of Bo Sun suddenly changed positions, and all the sword chi entered the 3 stone doors. The next scene caused many people's minds to short-circuit. All the sword chi was teleported to another location, directly hitting the surrounding walls. Bo Sun was completely unharmed. Seeing this scene, many of the spectating experts were completely dumbfounded. This triple door is simply a bug. It can defend against melee attacks, and it can also defend against ranged attacks. If he had used this skill when we were fighting him, we wouldn't have been able to touch him. Could this be Bo Sun's true strength? How is Mad Demon going to deal with it? There's no way to deal with it. This is only Bo Sun's second skill. Moreover, Mad Demon can't take it anymore. He's losing 10,000 HP every second. He won't be able to hold on for long. These people were right. Lu Chen couldn't take it anymore. He only had 130 seconds. Damn it, what kind of skill is this? Lu Chen said fiercely. Black level martial arts summary scroll can't be copied, and steel can't be stolen. This might be a higher level skill. At this moment, Bo Sun opened his mouth. Mad Demon, your attack has ended. It's my turn now. His gaze suddenly turned cold. Thought resonance. An arc of lightning suddenly shot out from Bo Sun's staff. The speed was so fast that it exceeded the speed of human reaction. Even when Lu Chen saw the location notification from the dark eyes of the gods, the skill had already hit Lu Chen and all the clones around him. -108000. Debuff, physical paralysis, unable to move. Lasts for 3 seconds. Thought paralysis, ability silencing for 10 seconds. Debuff, lightning vulnerability, 1 stack. When receiving lightning attacks, damage received will increase by 10%. Can be stacked up to 5 times. After receiving heavy damage, Lu Chen spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn it, there's no way to dodge this skill. It's too fast. 100,000 damage. An average person would lose half of their HP. What's worse is that it's an AoE skill. Did you see the debuff? Stun and silencing. How strong is this skill? Oh my god, who can defeat this kind of boss? It's simply invincible. Bo Sun walked directly into a stone door in front of him. In the next second, he appeared in front of Lu Chen. Seeing this, the players were in despair. Not only could the triple door force the opponent, but the opponent's moves could also teleport him. The triple door had been revolving around him. Did this mean that this guy could teleport infinitely? Only Lu Chen stared fixedly at the gate of three virtues. He noticed a phenomenon. The two doors that teleported him and Obelisk had been closed for 3 seconds, and the stone door that Bo Sun used to teleport had not been reopened. In other words, the triple door only had a cooldown of 3 seconds for random teleportation. However, if it was a fixed teleportation, the cooldown would be greatly increased. In order to kill Bo Sun, he had to break through the triple door. Trash is trash. You can't even touch me. Mad Demon, the difference in strength between you and me is like the difference between heaven and earth, insurmountable. Even if you have the demonic seed of God's blood, you are still immortal. Our demonic powers are fundamentally different. You mortals are nothing but pigs and dogs in front of me. You can live or die as I wish. Taking advantage of the 3 seconds when Lu Chen was stunned, Bo Sun waved his staff and shouted, "Go to hell, Mara triple slaughter, mortal slaughter." Countless lightning bolts gathered in the air and gathered at the top of the huge staff. This time, the staff carried the force of 10,000 pounds and fiercely smashed towards Lu Chen. Boom 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 boom, 3 consecutive hits. -280,000, -340,000, -430,000. A total of 1.05 million damage. In addition to the 110,000 damage from before, Lu Chen only had a sliver of HP left. Chapter 300. Oh my god, even Mad Demon couldn't fight back in Bushiyuan's hands. Is Mad Demon going to die? It's impossible for him to turn the tables with such little HP, but he didn't even touch Bushiyuan. Bushiyuan is too strong. This guy guarding the second heaven is already so strong. Sure enough, the second heaven domain can't be opened just because you want to. Li Qiuning stared at Mad Demon. In her heart, Mad Demon's strength should be on par with her master. If Mad Demon was beaten so badly, then her master should be in a similar state. Therefore, although Li Qiuning was not familiar with Mad Demon, she still hoped that Mad Demon could perform better. However, reality was so cruel. Even the strongest player, Mad Demon, was beaten by Bushiyuan. Now, Lu Chen only had a few tens of thousands of HP. With Bushiyuan's strength, he would die in one hit. In addition, he was silenced, so it was impossible for him to turn the tables. However, before he died, Lu Chen made a move. He let the surviving clones rush towards Bushiyuan. Still want to struggle? It's useless. Bushiyuan sneered. With the triple door, he didn't care about these clones. In a very short time, 10 of the 12 clones rushed into the 3 doors. Without any suspense, they were all forcefully teleported away. Lu Chen stared at the triple door. When he saw the door close temporarily, he silently counted down in his heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 3 seconds. When an enemy or skill entered the triple door, it would remain open for 5 seconds. In these 5 seconds, all enemies and skills would be forcefully teleported away. Then, the triple door would close for 3 seconds. Ha ha ha, what an idiot. You still haven't learned your lesson. All your attacks are useless against me. Bushiyuan laughed wildly. Alright, without those annoying goshawks, it's time for me to send you on your way. Inner Demon Shock. When Bushiyuan's ultimate skill landed, he suddenly saw the devil open his mouth as if he was laughing. He was about to die, and he was still laughing. He really didn't know what was good for him. With a boom, -140,000. Mad Demon fell. There was a brief moment of silence in the 100 live broadcast rooms of Jiutian's official website, although everyone was speaking up. Didn't I say it earlier? Even Mad Demon isn't a match for him. He's too arrogant. In the end, his results weren't even as good as the strongest team. That time, he even took out 1/10 of Bushuan's HP, he didn't even lose a single drop of HP. What a joke. I think Mad Devil can only abuse normal players. His mechanics are actually terrible. Although I don't like Mad Demons, to be honest, Bushuan's attack this time is completely different from the last time when the strongest team fought. That's right. If it was in the past, it's impossible for Mad Demon to not be able to defeat Bushuan. This time, take a look. 3000 Azura Hellfire, Triple Gate, Mind Resonance, 3 Azura Massacres, and the weakest inner demon shock at the end. Have you seen any of them before? Which one of them isn't a godly skill? Their damage is off the charts and they have a bunch of debuffs. Have you Huaxia players been kneeling for so long that you can't even stand up? Why are you still speaking up for Mad Demon? What are you talking about? We're just purely evaluating Mad Demon's strength. We're talking about the facts. Don't talk about the past like a resentful woman. Speaking of which, I actually quite hope that Mad Demon can win. That way, we can activate the second heaven earlier. There were many people talking, and there were all kinds of opinions. Some people mocked Mad Demon, some gloated, some felt pity, and some analyzed rationally. In the video, Bushuan sneered, turned around arrogantly, and walked back to his throne. He sat on it again and closed his eyes to rest. He was like an insurmountable mountain, preventing billions of players from activating the second heaven earlier. Even if he arrogantly declared that all players were pigs and dogs, they could not do anything about it. He was too strong. He was the ceiling of the first heaven, and it was impossible to surpass him. Let's go, let's go. With such a huge difference in strength, there's no need to revive and continue fighting. Hellfire is gone too. The battle is over. However, suddenly, a player typed a string of comments in red. Look, Bushuan has opened his eyes again. Everyone looked at Bushuan in surprise. Sure enough, his blood-red eyes had opened again. Also, Hellfire is burning again. That's not right. The flames this time seem to be fiercer than before. Yeah, it's indeed fiercer, but it's only burning beside Mad Demon. Could it be whipping the corpse? No, have you forgotten? Nameless can be reborn. Then, as the strongest Mad Demon, I'm afraid he can be reborn too. It seems to be fiercer than Nameless Rebirth. Nameless had used Hellfire Rebirth, and now Mad Demon was using the upgraded version of Hellfire Rebirth. Nirvana Rebirth. Remove all debuffs. Except for himself, all skill cooldowns were removed. Nirvana Rebirth, as the name suggested, was reborn. Bushuan was slightly surprised. He squinted his eyes and said, There's rebirth? Interesting. Hellfire grew wildly around Mad Demon. The flames roared, and its intensity was far beyond the 3000 Shura Hellfire. In the raging flames, the corpse moved slightly. Then, the demon stood up again. Solipsistic, do you think that with 2 lives, the ending will be different? Bushuan stood up from the throne again. I'm not afraid to tell you that even if you have 1,000 lives, you'll always be at my mercy. In the raging flames, the demon opened his mouth and laughed wildly. Ha 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 ha, to be honest, you're the only one in the level 1 heaven who can really take away one of my lives. In fact, there was another guy who took away one of Lu Chen's lives. It was Lionhead, and that guy had taken away 2 of Lu Chen's lives. But obviously, the only one who could take away one of Lu Chen's lives was Bushuan. Mad Demon's smile became more and more ferocious, like a demon from hell. Bushuan, you really surprised me. I'm really getting more and more excited. Excited? Surprised? No, Lu Chen's real emotion was anger. Anger that he had never felt before. Surprise? Bushuan's whole face turned cold. It seems that you don't have a full understanding of your own strength. Well, I'll let you be convinced of your defeat. 3,000 Shura Hellfire. Triple door. Mad Demon snorted coldly. You've never seen Saint Seiya. Don't you know that the same trick is useless against me? Putting aside the triple door, you're just a waste. What a joke, no one can break my triple door. Mad Demon's pair of green eyes flashed with green light. He took out the wishful long staff and the devil blade again. The two strongest men once again came to the center of the battlefield. It was a familiar scene, but different from the last time. This time, Lu Chen only had one life left. Do you have anything to say before you die? Bushiyuan looked at the demon proudly. The demon smiled and said lightly. You're already dead. Chapter 301. Rapid movement. Mad Demon moved. However, Mad Demon didn't attack Bo Sun directly. He was moving around Bo Sun. While moving at high speed, Lu Chen activated Tiger Roar and Great Ravager at the same time. From a visual point of view, several sword auras shot towards the triple door from different directions. Mad Demon is attacking the triple door. Jia Ba said in surprise, could it be that he has figured out the pattern of the triple door? Impossible. How could he find the pattern in such a short period of time? He didn't even have a chance to get close. Shinsang Guei said, no, he had a chance. A chance? When? Everyone asked. Don't you remember? Before Mad Demon lost his first life, he sent his clone to attack Bo Sun for the last time. Shinsang Guei tried hard to recall, we didn't know that Mad Demon still had a life, so we thought he was struggling before his death. However, now that we think about it, he should be planning to use the last bit of time to figure out the pattern of the triple door. After Shinsang finished speaking, the other experts were stunned. Shinsang was right. When everyone didn't know that Mad Demon still had a life, no one would have thought that he was testing the triple door with his clone. What was there to test when he was about to die? However, Mad Demon must have known that he could be reborn. He had already thought that he couldn't save his first life, but this was when Bo Sun was careless. He didn't disguise himself and used his clone to figure out the characteristics of this technique. Although the experts could see that Bo Sun couldn't be defeated without breaking the triple door, it was still impressive to be able to keep such a calm mind under such circumstances. This fellow, isn't he a little too calm? Even if he is at a disadvantage, he will definitely use it to its fullest potential. Indeed. Not only is he strong, he didn't give up any chance of winning. Don't jump to conclusions so early. We still don't know if he has figured out the triple door. In the battlefield, several sword auras entered the triple door at the same time and were teleported to other locations. The attack was nullified. Lu Chen calculated the time in his heart. After 5 seconds, the door would close, and he would have 3 seconds to get close. You still don't know what's good for you. I already said that you can't break my triple door. Bo Sun snorted, earth collapse. Bushiyuan had a new skill. He fiercely smashed the ground with his staff. With him as the center, a large number of cracks instantly appeared on the ground, spreading rapidly to the surroundings. That was not the end. Bushiyuan was actually preparing to use another skill. Mind resonance. We're going to attack you from 2 angles. Just wait for your death. Lu Chen did not use any of his movement skills. After all, to ensure that nothing went wrong, he needed to rely on a sufficient number of movement skills to have a higher chance of closing in. I should be able to dodge it, but Mind Resonance's arcs of lightning were too fast. Once I was hit, I would be stunned and silenced. I definitely couldn't get hit. Without waiting for Bushiyuan to finish casting his skill, Lu Chen took the initiative to cast his skill, Devil's Pardon, nullifying the opponent's thought resonance. At the same time, Lu Chen quickly retreated, moving at high speed to avoid the cracks in the ground. 3 seconds left. The triple gate closed. God of War Possession. Demon transformation. Lu Chen took the opportunity to buff himself. The two skills increased Lu Chen's basic attributes significantly. They also increased Lu Chen's movement speed to a certain extent. Lu Chen had actually dodged the earth-shattering collapse. The opening this time seemed to be a little different from the previous one. The originally cold live broadcast room gradually began to warm up. I admire Mad Demon's positioning. To be able to dodge the skill from the middle of several cracks, he is indeed quite strong. What was the effect of Devil's Pardon that Mad Demon used just now? I don't think he has used it before. I just took a look at Bushiyuan's status. After Mad Demon used Devil's Pardon, his next skill was forcefully cancelled and entered a normal cooldown state. Fuck, there's such an unreasonable skill. Speaking of which, I didn't expect Mad Demon to have a trump card. The last time Lu Chen used Devil's Pardon was when he was fighting Demonic Fox. Naturally, the others did not see it. At this time, Bushiyuan was extremely angry. His mind resonance was forcefully cancelled, and his earth-shattering collapse was also dodged by his opponent. That guy seemed to be able to predict the direction of the cracks in the ground and avoided it by relying on his own movement speed. To Bo Sun, this was obviously a humiliating matter. Mad Demon, do you only know how to dodge? I can't see how arrogant you are at all. Instead, you are like a coward. Bushiyuan was furious. Speaking of which, the opponent was indeed very wretched in this battle. Until now, he still had not tried to kill him. Wait, that guy seems to be conserving his strength. Thinking of how he attacked the triple door just now. It was not difficult for Demon Supremacy Tong Tian to figure out what that guy was waiting for. He was waiting for the 3 seconds when the triple door closed at the same time. Bo Sun sneered. This guy couldn't be so naive as to think that he could get close to him in those 3 seconds. Want to get close? Interesting. Azura's 3 slaughters, second stage, 6-armed killing Buddha. Suddenly, Bushiyuan's huge torso grew another 2 pairs of arms. Bushiyuan, who was originally in human form, now had 6 arms. The current Bushiyuan really looked like a mythical creature with 3 heads and 6 arms. Fuck, there's another skill. Bushiyuan is too strong. It looks so scary. Mad Demon was wrong after all. He wanted to get close to Bushiyuan, but who said that Bushiyuan was not afraid of getting close? Look at the status description of killing Buddha. Everyone quickly checked the status of killing Buddha. Killing Buddha, 6-armed killing Buddha, killing all living beings. All 6 arms have the same combat strength, both offensive and defensive. Provides additional attack times, increases stun resistance, critical hit resistance, immunity to negative statuses such as silence, speed reduction, poison, and burning. Everyone was shocked when they saw the skill. It's over. Even if Mad Demon gets close, it's useless. Fuck, this means that he can attack 3 times if he used to attack once. His attack power is already so crazy. If it increases by 3 times, it will be even more terrifying. With more attacks, the speed of lightning will also increase. No matter how you look at it, the damage is actually more than 3 times. At this moment, no one expected Bushiyuan to activate the next skill. Azura's 3 slaughters, killing all living beings. Everyone looked at Bushiyuan in shock. There were 3 stages to Azura's 3 slaughters. Killing all living beings, 6-armed killing Buddha, and killing all living beings. Based on Bushiyuan's current state, the 3rd stage was similar to the 1st stage. However, since it was the 3rd stage, it was obvious that it would not only have the power of the 1st stage. Could it be that 6-armed killing Buddha can also be used on killing all living beings? Increasing the number of attacks by 3 times? Last time, killing all living beings had dealt more than 800,000 damage to Mad Demon. 3 times the damage. Just thinking about it made everyone's scalp tingle. Oh my god, is Bushiyuan trying to kill Mad Demon this time? Who said that Bushiyuan is afraid of getting close? In the face of such an attack, Mad Demon still dares to get close? That's courting death. However, at this moment, the 5 seconds were up. The triple door had been closed for 3 seconds. Merely 3 seconds. Mad Demon laughed wildly. Ha 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 ha, Bushiyuan, it's my turn now. 1,000 miles teleportation. Among Lu Chen's few teleportation skills, Lu Chen chose the stolen 1,000 miles teleportation. This was because this teleportation skill was not a quick teleportation, but a true teleportation. In the next second, all the players were dumbfounded. Mad Demon had teleported in front of Bushiyuan, which meant that he had teleported into the attack range of Bushiyuan's 3 slaughters. You dare to appear in front of me? You even saved me the time to use my teleportation skill. Go to hell. Mad Demon's mouth cracked open exaggeratedly. The muscles all over his body suddenly bulged, and the green runes on his body shone brightly. You want to kill me? Just nice, I want to kill you too. Full rage. 8 barren heavens and earth. Chapter 302. Everyone thought that the reason why Mad Demon wanted to get close was to use infinite dizziness to kill Bo Sun, just like how John Doe killed Bone King. Even Bushiyuan seemed to have thought of this possibility, so he used the 6-armed killing Buddha to greatly increase the stun resistance. However, everyone was wrong. After getting close, Mad Demon didn't even use his avatars. Without avatars, his stun rate would greatly decrease. This also meant that Mad Demon didn't plan on stun Bo Sun. This is what Mad Demon said true. He said he wants to insta-kill Bo Sun. Impossible. Bo Sun is a heaven domain boss. It's not like you don't know his HP, it's 12 million HP. Mad Demon can only hit 1 million at most, it's impossible for him to insta-kill Bo Sun. Speaking of this, Bo Sun's HP wasn't high, it was lower than the Bone King's and it wasn't even as high as his left and right legs. But the players didn't seem to have any objections. The main thing was that this fellow was too strong and his HP was of higher quality. Just like when Lu Chen fought the Fox Demon only had 2 million HP and Lu Chen had almost died by her hands. This Bo Sun was much stronger than the Fox Demon, but he had 10 times the Fox Demon's HP. His terrifying strength was heaven-defying, worthy of being a heaven domain boss. What kind of skill is Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations? I've never seen Mad Demon use it before. Who cares what skill it is, it's certain that it's Mad Demon's strongest skill. Wait, are they going to use the strongest skill now? My god, one is the strongest skill of the 3 Azura massacres, Buddha slaughtering all living beings, while the other is the never-used, Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations. They're going to use it head-on. On the battlefield, the 2 demon gods used their strongest skills at the same time. At the tip of Bo Sun's staff, electric charges intertwined, as if the power of thunder was about to overflow. His 6 large arms held the staff together, smashing it at Mad Demon. Ah! Die for this senior. On the other side, Mad Demon used the stronger demon blade to use Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations. His eyes were wide open as he roared, "Kill!" 2 skills exploded at the same time. At this time, the total number of viewers in the broadcast room had exceeded 1 billion. Everyone held their breaths. Even the players who were hostile to the Mad Devil and those who were just here to watch the show were speechless in the face of such a powerful collision. With a hung sound, the players wearing headphones almost their eardrums to shatter. The entire screen instantly turned white. People could barely see the center of the white screen, where the 2 silent gods were fighting, and there was an even stronger light erupting from the core position. Thunder 8 Desolations 8 Desolations. In the Sky Game Company headquarters, several people to the broadcast boat could be seen. They were also watching the live stream. The strong light from the projector lit up the entire room. At this moment, he could see that among these people, a few of them were dressed in very non-mainstream clothes. It felt more like ancient costumes. He didn't know why people of their status would think of cosplaying. There's actually such a terrifying energy explosion, that lone tyrant's strength has already surpassed the scope of our control. Can you tell who won now? The Sky Game executives anxiously asked. The man in the ancient costume replied impatiently. I don't know, we weren't there. Aren't we seeing the same thing as you? Everyone was watching the video, so there was no difference in just watching the video. If there was anyone who truly cared about Mad Demon, then there was one more person. Winchim felt like she was about to die. Solipsistic was facing the Heaven Domain boss head-on and facing Bo Sun's six-armed killing Buddha form. It was a perfect counter to all close combat. But Solipsistic had taken the initiative to dodge. In front of Bo Sun, Solipsistic was too small and too weak. He had actually taken the initiative to run into Bo Sun's attack range. If Solipsistic was killed, the anti-fans would definitely use this as an excuse to mock him. Winchim covered her mouth, afraid that her heart would jump out of her chest. Mad God, don't die, I beg you. Winchim's eyes were red as she prayed over and over again. The strong light was only temporary, quickly fading in less than half a second. When the screen hadn't returned to normal, but they could still barely see the scene, everyone's hearts were in their throats again. Mad Demon didn't have much HP left. The three numbers floating above his head meant that in less than half a second, he had been hit 3 times, dealing 940,000 damage. The six-armed killing Buddha had even increased the speed of his skill. Adding in the tens of thousands of damage from the 3000 Azura Hellfire, Mad Demon had less than 350,000 HP left. However, what was even more shocking was that Bo Sun's HP was even lower, only 1.32 million left. The damage number floating above his head didn't disappear, it was a shocking 10.68 million. 10860000, 10 times Heaven's Might attack. My God. 10 million damage. Fuck, someone tell me that I'm dreaming. This. What kind of attack is this? 10 million damage. What is this Heaven's Might attack? What is it? I want to know right now. Fuck, 10 times Heaven's Might attack. Mad Demon wants to insta-kill the world. He was so close to insta-killing Bo Sun. In a certain villa in Yamato, Shizu Higichi was stunned. He didn't know why, but he was drenched in cold sweat in an instant, as if he had just experienced an unimaginable battle. This is that person's true strength? My God, this is impossible. Now that he thought about it, it was a joke that he had wanted to challenge Mad Demon. Is this the difference between a human and a god? Shizu Higichi looked up blankly. I will never be able to reach such heights. Finally, this person who had been extremely confident finally admitted it. However, the battle was still going on, and the next half a second was the most important moment that determined the outcome. According to the ratio of HP, Mad Demon obviously had more HP left. However, the problem was that percentage was useless. Mad Demon's remaining HP would definitely not be able to withstand Bo Sun's 4th stage Buddha slaughtering all life. Although Bo Sun's HP was less than 10%, it was still much higher. With 1.32 million HP, it would be hard for Mad Demon to insta-kill him. With the 6-armed killing Buddha's buff, Buddha slaughtering all life became 9 stages of damage. At this time, Bo Sun's 4th stage attack had already arrived. Mad Demon, you are very strong, but you have exhausted all your abilities. This sovereign will now tear you to pieces. The audience went crazy. Mad Demon was only a little bit away from killing the Heaven Domain boss. Just a little bit more and he would be able to activate the 2nd stage Heaven Domain. Not good, Mad Demon, dodge quickly. Lightning injury has already been stacked 3 times, the next attack will take at least 500,000 HP, Mad Demon is going to die. Feng Lingzi was so nervous that he couldn't speak. Who knew how many people's hearts were clenched together? However, Mad Demon lowered his hand and looked at the angry Bo Sun. I already said, you are already dead. Black Coffin Dead Zone. Explode. Chapter 303. 3 Azura Massacre's fourth attack had landed. Even if Lu Chen's normal attack carried 1 million poison, he could not be faster than Bushiyuan. However, the Black Coffin Dead Zone could. From the beginning of the battle, Lu Chen had been accumulating damage from the Black Coffin Dead Zone. The first life, death, resurrection, second life. The Black Coffin Dead Zone had accumulated for hundreds of seconds. When the explosion sounded, many parts of Bushiyuan's body were damaged by the explosion. Even the attack that was about to land was completely ineffective. Minus 2,170,000, death energy explosion. Bushiyuan's huge blood-red eyes were wide open. His huge body fell backward, and with a loud bang, he fell to the ground. No, impossible, impossible. That's impossible. Bushiyuan repeated this sentence weakly. However, no matter how impossible it was, since it had happened, it was a possibility. The moment Bushiyuan's body fell, the 100 Jotian live stream rooms with a total of 1 billion viewers fell into silence. The 100 live stream rooms were completely empty. At that moment, everyone's emotions were indescribable. Shock, incomprehension, fear. There was also surprise and anticipation. When a large number of emotions surged in at the same time, they did not know which emotion to express first. After a long time, someone finally woke up. Oh my God, this. Mad Demon 1, unbelievable, unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Is this still something that a human can do? He fucking insta-killed Bushiyuan. It was a true insta-kill. In less than a second, a super boss with 1,200 HP was killed. Moreover, this guy was not the kind of boss that would just stand there and let you attack. His strength was so strong that it made people despair. However, Mad Demon had already insta-killed him. I used to fantasize that our team could kill Bushiyuan and become the center of attention, but I never thought of insta-killing Bushiyuan even in my dreams. No one would have thought that this unsurpassable peak would be killed in such a way. Mad Demon, insta-killing a demon god with a mortal body. I don't like his style, but now I admire him from the bottom of my heart. I knew Mad Demon was strong, but I never thought he would be this strong. I've been playing games for over 20 years. To be honest, I still don't know how he won. Feng Lingzi was already crying tears of joy. Her worries were unnecessary. It turned out that the man already had a plan in mind. He was still so strong that her heart would beat faster whenever she saw him. However, he was also so strong that she could only look up to him. Mad God, what kind of person are you outside the game? Wen Qim stared at the screen in a daze. Skywalker headquarters. That solipsistic guy is not bad. A man in ancient costume nodded slightly. If I'm not wrong, after he realized the power of the triple door, he was already planning to kill Bushiyuan in one shot. One of the Skyway's executives exclaimed, "It can't be. Are you saying that everything was arranged by Mad Demon?" Yes. As you can see, he actually has a lot of movement skills, and his control is precise to the millimeter. Judging from this, although his first life is still not enough to defeat Bushiyuan, he definitely won't be killed that easily. At this moment, beside the man in ancient costume, the beautiful woman who had been silent all this while finally spoke. That's right. It should be intentional. Using the first life to accumulate rage points is just one of the reasons. He also hid his strength and found out the theory behind the triple door. He also thought of a way to deal with it to ensure that he was fully prepared for the final attack. The Heavenly 8 Desolation has 10 times the damage of all types, and it can also change the attack type to Heavenly Might attack. Therefore, he is not afraid of the resistance provided by Bushiyuan's 6-armed killing Buddha. However, if he used the Heavenly 8 Desolation too early, Bushuen might have guessed that he already has the dark gold equipment, Heavenly 8 Desolation. Then, he would also know that the strengthened Black Coffin Dead Zone can accumulate damage and explode it at the end. This would give him a chance to think of a way to deal with it. Only at the last moment, when he explodes with these two types of damage at the same time, could he kill Bushuen in one shot. The man nodded. Looks like that guy planned this from the start. Speaking of which, there is someone who can combine the Heavenly 8 Desolation. That requires him to kill 8 ultimate divine beasts. The woman's starry eyes stared at the demon on the screen. Her eyes lit up slightly. One person monopolizing 8 ultimate divine beasts. In the Earth server, he can be considered one of the top few. The man smiled and did not comment. Actually, what I am more interested in is that he actually trained in dual heavenly might. Moreover, both heavenly might and demonic might have reached the extreme mortal heavenly might grade. In the first heaven, there is a hidden quest to unlock heavenly might and demonic might. I remember that there is a chance to unlock these two hidden quests. With a bit of luck and strength, you will be able to unlock them. And in the first heaven, there are only 2 sources of demonic seeds. There is one in the forbidden area of Lingxiao City, and it is from Zhang Lingyan. That quest is not very difficult, and many people have completed it. The other one is from Bushuen. However, you have to defeat Bushuen first, so this one is temporarily ignored. In other words, in the first heaven, one can only train demonic might to extreme mortal heavenly might. Then, where did he get extreme mortal heavenly might? The woman shook her head. Yufeng, don't forget that Jiutian has its own system. Even we don't dare to say that we know everything about Jiutian. The man nodded. I know. I am just curious. Skipping this awkwardness, the man looked at the few people from the Tianqing group in the back row and said to one of them, Little Wang, it seems that there are finally a few people in your server with some potential. The little Wang that the man was talking about was the boss behind the scenes of the Tianqing group, the chairman cum CEO, Wang Haiba. He was in his 50s. However, Wang Haiba was not unhappy at all when he was called Little Wang by this young man who looked no more than 20 years old. Instead, he said respectfully, I dare not. Compared to the servers outside, we are still too far behind. Compared to the true geniuses in the heavens, we have no potential at all. The man in the ancient costume snorted. Speaking of the servers outside, won't you be able to see them when the second heaven opens? It was only now that the players remembered about the second heaven. Speaking of which, does this mean that we are going to open the second heaven in advance? Yeah, I almost forgot about it while watching the battle. Hahaha, the second heaven is coming soon. We will have fun again. The boss fell, and Lu Chen let out a sigh of relief. Although he did not use all of his skills, this did not mean that Lu Chen did not hold back. He had already used his strongest attack, Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations. Just this attack alone proved that Lu Chen had given it his all. The only thing that comforted Lu Chen was that Bo Sun did not have the chance to force Xiao Min to use her trump card. However, it was only by a hair's breadth. It was not much of an advantage. Bo Sun was indeed a heavenly domain level boss. Even though he was already so strong, he still won by a hair's breadth. Lu Chen smiled. Very good. At least after the second heaven opens, I won't be so bored. Chapter 304. Lu Chen was still squatting beside Bo Sun's corpse. He was still waiting for the boss drops. After killing the Heaven Domain boss with great difficulty, Lu Chen was looking forward to the final drops. Killed Demon Overlord Tong Tian Mo Luo Bo Sun, Level 70 Heaven Domain boss. Recovered 100 million points of Heaven and Earth's spiritual energy. Obtained 1000 points of Heaven and Earth's spiritual energy fragment. Obtained 25 points of pure spiritual energy extracted. Damn, that's awesome. Ding. Obtained, Heaven Domain Opening Rune, Low Earth Level Cultivation Technique, Triple Door, Heaven Thunderstone, Level 70 Dark Gold Socketed, Mo Luo Set, Level 60 Dark Gold, Necklace, Ring, Belt, Holy Gate Invitation Letter, Quest Item. Looking at the drops, Lu Chen was stunned. Although it did not look like a lot, the quality was too high. Not to mention the Heaven Domain Opening Rune, just from the name, one could tell that it was used to open the second Heaven Domain. The rest were all good stuff. Damn, Triple Door, it's the Triple Door. Ha ha ha, I also have this godly skill. Moreover, it's an active cultivation technique. This is too awesome. Lu Chen could not help but exclaim. An active cultivation technique meant that his doppelganger could also use it. This was the most abnormal thing. The Heaven Thunder Stone was a socketed item. However, even though Lu Chen was a 5-star blacksmith, he had not learned socketing yet. There was also no option for socketing. It might only be available in the second Heaven Domain. Mo Luo directly dropped a set. It was a level 60 dark gold set. It must be known that Lu Chen only had the pseudo-demon set. This was already a top-tier set and was even stronger than the Divine Martial set. However, it was still an orange set. Mo Luo's set was a dark gold set. Ring, necklace, and belt. Ha ha ha, all of my equipment are purple. It's not the same as the demon set. Awesome. The last item was the Holy Gate Invitation Letter. When Lu Chen tried to open it, it showed, please open in the second Heaven Domain. It seemed like it was also a second Heaven Domain quest. There aren't many things, but the value is really high. Lu Chen felt that his efforts were not in vain. At this moment, a line of red words appeared in Lu Chen's field of vision. As expected, even though the system announcement was late, it still arrived. Congratulations to Asia's server player Solipsistic for being the first player to kill a celestial domain boss. You have obtained the title, Against the Heavens. Intelligence attribute increased by 30%. To thank Solipsistic for his outstanding contribution to the game, our company has specially rewarded player Solipsistic with a cash reward of $25 million. At the same time, we also look forward to the exciting performances of more capable players. The 9 Heavens domain contains countless opportunities, and anyone has the chance to change their own fate. In order to allow the majority of players to adapt to the second heaven as soon as possible, when Solipsistic opens the second heaven, the global servers will be merged in advance, and there will be a 4-week double EXP and double drop event. Congratulations to Asia server player Solipsistic for being the first player to kill a celestial domain boss. You have obtained the title, Against the Heavens. Your thinking attribute has increased by 30%. Our company would like to thank you. This time, it was not just 3 times. The system kept on spamming. It did not seem to have any intention of stopping. Moreover, since the system had indicated that he was an Asia server player, it was very likely that this announcement was sent out by the global servers. Damn, it was sent directly to the global servers. Lu Chen shook his head. Luckily, he had chosen to use the mad demon form to clear the dungeon. Speaking of which, Tianxing was actually quite generous this time, rewarding him with $25 million. Although Lu Chen was not short of money now, 150 million renminbi was not a small amount. At the same time, Li Muhua called, Chen, the reward has been transferred from our account. The second heaven is about to open, you must be more careful. Speaking of which, you actually went to fight Bushuan. Bro, why didn't you tell me? Oh my, we were so busy here. Lu Chen smiled and shook his head, I fought on my own, it's none of your business. Chen, I can't explain it clearly in such a short time, but you must remember, once the second heaven is opened, some things will surface. The official power of each country will really surface. You must be more careful. Lu Chen frowned slightly and said solemnly, I know. When they saw this, the players could no longer remain calm. $25 million US, damn, $150 million US for killing a boss. That's too scary, Mad Demon is rich. Against the heavens increases thinking by 30%. Damn, Mad Demon is already so strong. Don't be jealous. Isn't that boss always there? Who else can fight it other than Mad Demon? Speaking of which, Tianqing is going to double the reward for 4 weeks. That's crazy. Not bad, not bad. Double the reward for 4 weeks. We can adjust our levels and equipment. With Tianqing's attitude, the second heaven will probably be even harder. Maybe we'll get the feeling of being tortured by the gnolls when we first entered the game. When is Mad Demon going to open the second heaven? I can't wait. Lu Chen did not look at his equipment. He was also concerned about the second heaven, so he took out the Heaven Domain Opening Rune to check. Heaven Domain Opening Rune, Worlds Only, Effect 1, the owner of the rune will have the ability to descend in the first heaven, no need to wear or carry, permanent effect, Effect 2, after use, the game will open the second heaven in advance. The owner can enter the second heaven in advance, no need to wait for the official release. Damn, I can blink the entire map now. Lu Chen was a little excited, but it did not seem very interesting. The blink of the entire map was only effective in the first heaven, but there did not seem to be much fun in the first heaven. I guess I got an extra ability for nothing. Not bad. Soon, Lu Chen set his sights on the second ability. The officials had just said that the entire server would double the reward for 4 weeks. Originally, Lu Chen thought that he would have to wait for another month. His level and equipment were at the peak, so the double reward was not attractive to him at all. Now, it seemed that he could enter the second heaven in advance. This is not bad. I'll go directly after the second heaven is opened. If that was the case, then let's open it. Lu Chen took out the Heaven Domain Opening Rune, and an irregular brown stone floated in front of him. At this time, Lu Chen did not leave the boss room. The live broadcast was still going on. When the players saw Mad Demon take out this item, they all held their breaths. It's opening, it's opening. The second heaven. The second heaven, the second heaven. I can't, I'm a little too excited. Mad Demon, quick, open it. Zhoutian is going to be popular again. Ah, come on, the second heaven, I'm ready, come and destroy me. The players were already excited. Lu Chen was equally excited. Taking a deep breath, Lu Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. Open the second heaven. Yes, he was ready. Tianqing, you better not disappoint me with the surprise you mentioned. Chapter 305. Second Heaven Domain is being connected. Due to the early opening of the Second Heaven Domain, we will complete the global server merge in advance. The servers will merge at 8 p.m. tonight. The estimated time is 12 hours. After merging, all servers will enjoy double the spiritual energy and double the item drop rate for 4 weeks. All the players in the server received this message, but then Lu Chen received another message alone. The Second Heaven Domain has been opened for you alone. You can enter the Second Heaven Domain from the Tower of Babel at any time. Please note that this portal is a one-way portal. Once you enter the Second Heaven Domain, you will not be able to return to the First Heaven Domain. Lu Chen frowned. In the description of the Heaven Domain Opening Rune, it did say that the owner of the rune could enter the Second Heaven Domain alone. However, the single-person portal was a one-way portal. Since he could go at any time, Lu Chen was not in a hurry. I haven't experienced the full map blinking yet. Lu Chen shook his head and exited the dungeon. At 8 p.m. that night, the servers of the Nine Heavens Domain merged. This was also the longest time in the history of Zhoutian. In an instant, a group of players who were used to spending long hours in Zhoutian suddenly had nothing to do. However, Lu Chen was not in a hurry at all. It was rare for him not to play games. At night, Lu Chen took Lu Yi out to shop, eat barbecue, and have a good night's sleep. The next morning, Lu Yi had already prepared breakfast. She called out from outside the door, "Brother, breakfast is on the table. Eat it yourself. I'm going into the game." Double the amount of time for 4 weeks was definitely a race against time for those who had not reached the maximum level. If they reached the maximum level before the second heaven arrived, at least they would not lose at the starting line. Lu Chen went downstairs in a daze. After eating breakfast, he went out for his morning exercise. When he came back, he logged into the game. He used the full map, blinking a few times. It was a great feeling. As long as he reported his coordinates, he could be teleported to the designated location in the next second. However, it was fun. Unfortunately, Lu Chen had no more goals in the first heaven domain. After playing a few times, he was bored. Finally, he returned to Benevolence Peak. Due to the shutdown of the server, his 2 armies had also returned to Benevolence Peak. Coupled with a group of divine beast cubs and the huge 9-winged celestial dragon, Benevolence Peak was now quite lively. 2 mountains of the Great Mountains. Lu Chen called his 2 team leaders over. "I originally wanted to stay here for a few more days, but it's really boring. I plan to go to the second heaven domain today. I've thought about it. I won't bring you guys there for the time being. Now that the entire server is doubled, and you guys haven't reached the max level yet. Why don't you guys level up properly in the first heaven? Big Mountain and Erzhan, you guys continue to grind in the City of 100 Ghosts. Don't give me any EXP, just level up yourselves. Put the loot in the army's warehouse. Now that our warehouse is level 4, it's enough for you. Oh, right, especially the purple-colored beast cores. I'll need a lot of them in the future. Don't throw them away." "Yes, boss." Although Dashan and Erzhan didn't have Xiaomin's IQ, they could still give simple feedback. Then, Lu Chen took a look at the spirit essences in his personal dungeon. 5 million spirit essences were almost full. He had evolved the Azure Dragon. This guy needed 500,000 special spirit essences for each evolution, which directly used up all the inventory. Damn, raising a mythical beast is indeed something only the rich can do. Damn, I hope there are more spirit essences in the second heaven domain. In addition, Lu Chen had directly raised his personal dungeon to level 45. He believed that the sales of the dungeon would not be a problem during this period. Lu Chen didn't bring the army members with him. Instead, he brought all the baby mythical beasts, Xiaomin, 9-winged, and Rhubarb, who was lying on the side. After settling down Ren Ai Peak, Lu Chen rode 9-winged to the Tower of Babel. When passing by Firmament City, Lu Chen saw Wild Waves Guild territory. There were people coming and going, and the population was flourishing. Considering the issue of identity, Lu Chen didn't go down to greet them. However, seeing the current development of Wild Waves, Lu Chen also smiled. Noa, you guys develop well. See you in the second heaven domain." After dealing with his own matters, Lu Chen entered the Tower of Babel again. This time, he went straight to the second floor of the Tower of Babel. In the past, the second floor of the Tower of Babel was in a closed state. However, now, a black hole-like door of chaos appeared in front of Lu Chen. This was a passage to the second heaven domain that was opened solely for solipsistic players. Once he entered, at least after the entire server opened the second heaven domain, he would not be able to return. "Okay, second heaven domain, I'm coming." After saying that, Lu Chen stepped into the black hole. After a moment of dizziness, Lu Chen almost felt that he had lost consciousness. In a daze, Lu Chen heard a voice. Real-time translation system is being upgraded. When he finally opened his eyes, he found that he was born in a small village that had picked up some scraps. From time to time, there were newbies similar to him suddenly appearing beside him. This feeling was really a bit like the first time he played Jiutian, when the player was born in the novice village. However, the newbies that spawned here were not newbies at all. Most of them were wearing orange equipment. There were also many people who had equipment on many parts of their bodies that emitted a darker golden light. Lu Chen was shocked. Those were dark gold equipment. Speaking of which, Lu Chen didn't know much about the global server. However, in the Asia server, which had the most players, Lu Chen was the only one who had dark gold equipment. As a result, everyone here had dark gold equipment, and more than one. Orange equipment was not enough to be looked at here. It seemed that everyone was like this. So much so that Lu Chen, who had 3 dark gold equipment and 3 dark gold magical treasures, seemed inconspicuous at all. Looking at the people around him, Lu Chen was a little puzzled. Where did these people come from? Even the global server wouldn't have so many dark gold equipment. In addition to the dark gold equipment, Lu Chen also saw many battle pets and puppets. Each one was bigger than the other, such as the huge Titan dragon, the sea god's puppet, and even a few mythical beasts. However, they didn't seem to be very tall. They looked like they were in their teenage years. Damn, these people seem to be very strong. Lu Chen was a little confused. This was only the novice village in the level 2 heavens. At this moment, 40 people suddenly spawned beside Lu Chen. A thick white light flashed, and a large group of people suddenly appeared. Ha ha ha, we entered the level 2 heavens in advance. Oh yeah, our team is indeed the strongest. Why are there so many people? Isn't it just us? Where did these people come from? Our team is the only one in the global server who cleared the heaven-piercing demon emperor. We should be the only ones who have the heavens opening rune. Suddenly, this group of people saw a young man not far away who was looking at them foolishly. Hey, kid, how did you come to the level 2 heavens? This foolish young man was naturally Lu Chen. Chapter 306. Speaking of which, the people here seemed to be in groups. There were at least 10 to 20 people in a group, and he was the only one who was alone. This made him very depressed. He didn't even have someone to talk to. Until now, he still hadn't realized what was going on. The language of this group of people was a little strange. It wasn't English, but it was a little like the dialect of Huaxia. Fortunately, the translation system translated for Lu Chen. Are you guys talking to me? Lu Chen was alone and didn't know what to do. It couldn't be helped. He didn't even have someone to talk to. Suddenly, he was faced with a group of players who came out of nowhere. His mind was filled with thoughts of what was going on. He couldn't react when they suddenly talked to him. This group of people walked over and sized up Lu Chen. This kid's equipment is so trashy. He actually has purple equipment. Hey, which server are you from? How did you get to the second heaven? Before Lu Chen could say anything, a group of passing players suddenly sneered. There are so many newbies today. All of them are standing there like idiots. These newbies are so stupid. They still don't understand the situation. Still asking which server. There are so many servers. Can you even figure it out? It's not strange for newbies to look like idiots. His companion immediately said, "Stop looking. The people from the level 60 main cities will be here soon. Try to get in as soon as possible." When Lu Chen heard this, he suddenly realized that there were too many questions in his mind. He couldn't think at all. Wait, don't panic. Lu Chen tried to calm himself down. First of all, he was clear that he wasn't the only one in the second heaven. There were many people here, and they might have been here a long time ago. Secondly, these people came from different servers. As for which server? Lu Chen had a bold guess. Just now, this group of 40 people also mentioned that they were the first in the global server to clear the heaven-piercing demon emperor. This meant that their global server might not be the same as Lu Chen's global server. This thought was a little too shocking, but it was also the most logical explanation. Although Lu Chen did not look at the situation of the other servers, he was sure that he was definitely the first person in the world to enter level 2. This was a system announcement that was made all over the world. How could it be fake? Therefore, this 40-man team was definitely not from the same place as him. In addition, they said that the boss they killed was called Sky Piercer Demon Emperor, but Lu Chen killed Sky Piercer Demon Venerable and Mo Luo Bo Sun. The names were wrong. It was very likely that there were two bosses. This further proved that they were not from the same global server. Yes, I should have thought of it long ago. Lu Chen suddenly came to a realization. At that time on the ancient battlefield, the players I met were probably not from Earth. In other words, other than Earth, there are many other alien servers. That was what he said, and the theory behind it was solid, but when he thought about the Jotian spacesuit, Lu Chen started to lose his cool. What the fuck? Does Tianqing have to be so sick? He's even made the game into an alien planet? Shit, let me take a break. Lu Chen found an inconspicuous spot and sat there to digest the information. Lu Chen really did not expect that the aliens he met would be in the game. And so many of them at once? The level 2 map was still dark, but there were tens of thousands of players in such a small village. Fuck, this is too exaggerated. Tianqing said that there would be a big surprise. Fuck, this is not a surprise, it's a complete shock. My legs are a little weak. Even if Lu Chen was the strongest player on Earth, it was hard for a normal person to accept such a huge change. After a while, Lu Chen shook his head. Forget it. It doesn't matter if they're aliens or not. They look like normal people, so there's no need for me to be afraid. It's all about getting equipment, leveling up, and controlling. I'm not afraid of anyone. Thinking of this, Lu Chen took a few deep breaths to calm himself down. That's right, they're just aliens. What's there to be afraid of? Just play normally. Lu Chen was about to stand up when he realized that the 40-man team from before was hiding nearby and whispering to each other. This looks like a galaxy server. Fuck, Tianqing has distributed the game to the entire galaxy. Fuck, do they have to be so exaggerated? Then, are all the people here the same teams that defeated the Heavenly Domain boss? If that's the case, then we don't seem to be the strongest. It seems like some people have been here for a long time. Did they open the server earlier? I don't know. But speaking of which, if our global server is officially opened and other players come in, will the server be able to handle it? The game is already open to the entire galaxy. The number of players is just a small number to Tianqing. Let's not talk about these useless things. Since we're already here, we have to seize the time to level up. If we can stand out from the billions of players, then we can definitely become the strongest among them. That's right, we'll become stronger when we meet the strong. When has our mountain and sea guild ever been second? They won't be here for long even if they're early. What's there to be afraid of? Let's just do it. Oh, that's not right. I suddenly thought of a problem. A middle-aged man suddenly had a serious expression. Old Wang, what's not right? Old Wang's eyebrows furrowed even tighter. If these people came in early because they defeated the Heavenly Domain boss, then for example, we came in a group of 40 people. Or if some of the stronger ones came in a group of 20 people. I even saw a group of 10 people. That's understandable. Anyway, as long as we can break the Heavenly Domain boss's Earth rank technique, the Heavenly Domain boss won't be that difficult. We can do it too. But, do you remember the person you saw just now? He's alone. As soon as he said that, Old Wang's companions all frowned. Did he come alone? Didn't that mean that he killed the Heavenly Domain boss alone? If that was true, then it was too terrifying. That's impossible. How can one person kill the Heavenly Domain boss alone? Hey, don't think too much. That's impossible. Maybe his team just happened to leave. That's right. Didn't you see? He still has purple equipment on him. Look, which one of us still has purple equipment? How can such a person defeat the heavenly domain boss alone? Old Wang thought about it. What his companions said made sense. Maybe he was thinking too much. That's right. Someone mentioned the Holy Gate selection just now. It seems like it's today. The details are on the notice board at the village entrance. Let's go take a look first. Yes, that's right. Let's not split up. This isn't our server. You can do whatever you want. This isn't a place for fun. Let's keep a low profile for now. At that moment, Lu Chen also came to the notice board at the village entrance. The Holy Gate selection is held once every 7 days. At that time, the Holy Gate's successor will head to the various novice villages to select players with potential. The selected players will have the qualifications to enter the level 60 main city, Holy Gate Mountain, and learn from a master. Countdown to selection, 009:44, Lu Chen frowned. This didn't seem to have anything to do with him. He didn't want to learn from a master. Furthermore, he wasn't interested in a level 60 main city. Forget it. Let's go to the wilderness and take a look. After saying that, Lu Chen walked to the village entrance. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.